Hi.
Hi, I had water in my mouth.
We're still fading in. You got some time.
Okay.
Is it like that 10-second fade in that we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shoot, Dry got taller.
Oh no,
He stood up.
I did. I did.
Oh no, for the first time in years, Dry's taller than
Wait,
me again.
I can fix this. We don't even have to go into the thing. Watch this. Whoa!
Wow. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
On the left is Jiraiya.
Hi, that's me.
I'm in the middle, right there. If you can't tell, hello.
That guy right there.
Hi.
Take a look at that guy.
We changed the setup. I sat a little farther back.
Yeah.
That's exactly how this is working.
Robbie and I are perceptively large.
Yeah. On the right is Robbie.
Hi.
Yeah, those two are like 4.5 and 5.5 cubits tall, respectively.
God damn it.
Because we had to bring that up.
Yeah.
That was a weird personal conversation.
Half-Life 2.
Half-Life.
Yes, Half-Life 2.
The second of Half-Lives.
There's so many.
There's definitely 4 of them, but people keep on saying there's 2 of them.
There's 5 of them.
Wait, what?
4?
Are we counting expansions and episodes?
I'm counting
Yes.
Alex.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You can't not count that one.
No, you're right. I kind of
If
forgot
we're
that was a
counting
thing.
Everything. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2.
Half-Life Black Mesa.
Yeah, because it's Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2. Black Mesa is technically a fan project. I don't know if that one counts.
But it was officially
Endorsed. or
endorsed.
whatever.
So not
But
a fan project, really?
Hunt Down
But
the
it's also a
Freeman was
remake.
also officially endorsed, so do we want to count that one
was
too?
that?
Technically. They got the blessing from Valve to do it.
Weird.
Huh. So, yeah, sure, we'll count those. Why not? Even though
Okay, so
technically
that's
Black Mesa is like a remake of the first one.
That's 4.
Okay, why
And
not?
then there's Blue Shift, and then Opposing Forces.
We're not counting
Yeah.
Half-Life Source, right? That's
No,
that's
that's-
Half-Life. Okay.
the Half-Life,
It's too broken to count.
the Half-Life co-op mode in the PS1 version or PS2 version.
You want to count that
That's
one?
a new campaign.
Okay. So 7?
That's 8
8?
because we already counted Half-Life 2,
Okay.
and there's Episode 1, 2,
Yeah.
Then Alex,
and then Alex.
So there's 11
That's
Half-Life
11.
games.
there's 11 half. Man, you guys are greedy.
Yeah, what the heck?
Fuckers.
Like make one more Half-Life. You have so many Half-Lives.
Yeah, what the heck?
I think it's because like they want a conclusion to the fucking story at
No,
this
they're
point.
being selfish.
Yeah, be like us Portal fans. We only got 2.
Well,
if you want to
well,
count Portal
technically-
Bridge
are we counting the
Constructor.
co-op campaign?
That just kind of reminds me of like that whole thing that me and E talked about how technically the most ports is for Tetris.
Yeah.
And then we like really got on like what counts as a port though.
Right, because like whenever I looked up the actual like the 70 different ports, a lot of them are just like sequels.
They actually like straight up counted Tetris. You okay, dude?
Yeah, you're in the middle of a fight, dude.
He's just like
He fell asleep.
there he goes.
He fell asleep, that's all.
Alright, where's my rocket launcher?
I don't know if you're gonna need it as much this fight.
Oh, that's a thing.
E,
Hi.
could I have you go to the third knob from the left on the mixer and turn it up just ever so slightly? Nope, the other knob. That knob.
Not that third knob, the other third knob.
Yeah. I think we should be
One
good now.
disappeared. I didn't see it. Okay. Alright.
Knobs disappear.
I may have wasted a rock.
Don't do that. Don't kill him.
Oh, thank you. Oh, here you go.
Less of a wasted rocket?
Here you were. Aha. Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Oh, that was weird. I was listening to the stream on my headphones, and I like timed it up with
Nice.
saying it in real life and then in the stream. That was
So you
weird.
harmonize with yourself then?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was odd.
Oh my god.
Ew. So what do you remember about what you did last time?
I got through the car.
Okay. I think we were all blinded by s'mores by the end of it, so.
Yeah, we were all going through kind of a sugar coma at the time.
Death.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get that ready again.
Oh shit, death, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I was trying to pull up something else because like talking about the Tetris ports. I actually went through and like read all of the official ports
Sure.
of Tetris and everything, and some of them just made me laugh. So I was gonna read those, but apparently the site is down right now.
Oh,
I think Hatris was included in that. Like, is just straight up incorrect. That is just straight up.
No,
a
like they're
different
all
game.
like technically Tetris, like Tetris this, Tetris that, Tetris Grandmaster, Tetris 2, so on and so forth.
Giant Bomb might have an wiki page for every Tetris.
Did he just wave at me?
Is it?
Did you see that?
I did.
Why did he wave at me?
He was really excited to see you. He missed you.
Another death.
No death.
It's plus death,
Oops.
exclamation point, right?
Death plus.
Death plus.
With the exclamation point at the start.
Death plus.
Okay.
So do twice.
Viva Las Vegas. He thought he got all the copyright songs out of the way before we started. Little did he know, my brain's stupid.
Your song's always going through like copyrighted songs.
I
Yeah.
always like it. Dry has like a song stuck in his head, and I'm like, I could just like do any.
Yeah.
I think that was the wrong one.
What'd you do?
Exclamation point death plus.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Exclamation point plus death?
Hang on. Well, it looks like you did death plus minus. So I think that's it, Robbie.
Maybe?
That's definitely the plus or minus sign I saw.
Apparently if you hold it down, it does the plus minus.
There
we go.
Okay, so
Hey.
one more. Heal me.
Take this med kit.
Thank you.
Foon said if it's 2.5 lives to make a whole life, how many cat lives are there?
So
4.5? No. 4.5?
you take how many times I've died and divide that by 9.
So 118 divided by 9.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how many so far.
That's
Well, I was going to use the calculator. I'm
yeah,
not even
because I was
think
going to
about
say
this.
there's a lot of decimal points for that one.
18 divided by 9. 13.111 repeating.
All right, that's
Okay.
how many cat lives.
That's how many your roommate lives.
Yeah.
Well, technically at 119 after I added the second one, but
Where's my? There it is. Hey.
So how's everybody in chat doing tonight?
I hope you're all doing well.
Yeah.
I hope so too.
Take this med kit.
Me and Dryab may or may not be doing well after tonight.
We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah. What's this supposed to taste like? Brandy?
No, it's supposed to taste like the void.
It's supposed to taste like nothing.
No, it definitely. From what they said online, it has a flavor, but your brain shuts down and it doesn't know like what the flavor's supposed to be. So
Take
it's
a
like-
sip. Oh, cum! Oh, this is cum!
And then
I
why
hope
would
not.
Jiraiya know what it tastes like?
Yeah, yeah, Jiraiya.
I don't even know what. I just assume.
Oh, I killed him.
You did. He pinned him to the wall.
That's my guy.
Sam says crazy day at work.
That's unfortunate.
I feel that. I feel that. I'm going
Man,
to
I'm
update
gonna-
my
I'm
watch
gonna
later.
Fucking throw a grenade in it right as you land. Oh, it's right where you're.
That'd be
I mean, he is gonna
cool.
land over there.
Come on, come on.
Oh no! Oh
Maybe.
no!
Oh,
I forget I have
no.
help.
Death.
Viva. Oh man, that thing just fucking eats through you. Oh, plus one, Robbie.
I missed.
Working on
+2.
it.
Plus two, Robbie.
The Foon said he watched fireworks, and that's all I got.
Nice. Yeah. Got to watch Town's fireworks for like 2 hours ago. Since it got rained out on the 4th. Oh, that's cool. Actually, since they still did it.
They kind of did it down here because there was a lot of rain for the 4th on our end too.
Yeah. I mean,
Because it was just like a bunch of rain and then it stopped for a little while, and you hear fireworks going off, and then more rain, and then a little bit of fireworks, and then more rain.
we were at Liz's aunt and uncle's house for 4th.
Oh, okay.
And that area of town just gets fucking crazy for fireworks, man. Like,
Like people are legitimately trying to set fires.
yeah, like seriously, it feels like every single neighbor is putting on a show. It's insane. But 4th of July was on a Tuesday this year, right?
Yes.
Wednesday?
No, it was a Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay.
Aw.
And so it actually ended a lot earlier than it usually does.
Where's the healer?
So for all the American people out there, I have an opinion here.
No.
What's up?
We have Thanksgiving the third Thursday of every year in America. It's just what it is. Doesn't matter the date. It's the third Thursday. Why the fuck can't we just have 4th of July be the second Saturday of every July?
Because that's the anniversary.
I
of
don't
the
care.
specific event.
I don't give a shit. It's a fun holiday. Let people have fun.
A specific event.
I don't care what event it was.
Ouch. I'm hurt.
You're dead.
+1.
I'm working on it.
It's just like, I get it. I get it.
E really wants to kill those dropships.
It's like taking damage.
Is it?
Yes, things are falling off of it.
That doesn't mean it's taking damage.
I don't know if you have to.
No,
I don't remember.
It's not those you have to shoot rockets at. It's something else.
I was convinced he was going to hit the crossbow because it has physics.
Whoa!
was so cool!
That was a good shot!
Yeah! Put that in the highlight that I'm not making.
Clip it! Clip it!
I'm clipping that
I'm
one.
getting in the car. Let's go. Why don't they let me use the car? I feel like it'd be way more effective.
Well, that's why. It'd be too easy.
They can't let you have too much fun. That guy definitely needs a med pack more than you do. You see his face?
That's just what his face looks like, Rob. You're being rude.
There's blood all over it.
Yeah, that's his face.
You ever see a teenager?
You ever see me as a teenager?
You had less blood on your face as a teenager than you think you had.
I don't know, Robbie. I was pretty covered in blood.
Maybe once.
Yeah, once.
Come on.
And yeah, that's what Sam was saying. There's nothing like, or nothing, or there was like nothing happening here on the 4th because it was a Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that was a grenade. I thought it was a rocket pickup.
+1. Yeah, you don't want to make that mistake.
That's it.
.14 ammo.
For a gun that he's definitely not using.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Machine gun.
Yeah, submachine gun.
I would use it if it was better.
Oh. Well, you have infinite ammo for it right now.
Yes.
That's another one. Nova Prospect's gonna be rough.
Might be. It gets very, very combat-y
Yeah.
from here on out, so.
I was gonna say, because like the playthrough that I've been doing, trying to like help E if like there's a puzzle they get stuck on or whatever. The playthrough that I've been doing, I've died more times on Nova Prospect than like everywhere else combined. There you go. Nice.
Nice.
I'm surprised I'm doing so
You're getting
good
better
it.
with that.
Give me health. Give me health. Screw you, I guess. Come on.
Take this med kit.
Unscrew you. Cover me. I'm not doing a very good job covering me.
It's a little hard to like move bullets out of the way.
So, I've continued watching that Manifest show. I'm almost done with season 2.
I don't remember you talking about this Manifest show.
I've been talking about it on Wednesdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That might be why.
Yeah. Do you remember the 4400?
I do.
It's like if everybody in Manifest had the little girl's power.
Okay. Wasn't she like a super powerful psychic in 4400 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a hot minute since I've watched the 4400. But
Yeah. She eventually got to where she could move objects, if I remember correctly. They haven't gotten there yet in this show, but I don't doubt that they will.
If you're gonna have telekinesis, you got to be able to move shit.
Yeah. They don't have telekinesis yet. They just super see into the future.
Mm.
I think it might be a Jesus thing.
Fair. They've done that on a couple different shows.
There was just this baby born super early, and it was a miracle that it was alive. And then this one kid like has been like seeing visions of shadows, and then he like is awake in the middle of the night and he sees 3 shadows on his wall. So I think it's like the wise men thing. I think it's just, oh, you're gonna be dead now.
I'm fine.
Somehow not dead.
I'm impressed. Yeah, so I think it's just Jesus.
Heal me, heal me, heal me.
Here, patch yourself
I
up.
think the show's just Jesus now.
Maybe.
Which, again, to be fair, 4400 also did that.
No,
So,
you know, to be fair, classic story. Always good to.
I was gonna say they also did it with that show The Leftovers, but they're always kind of hinting at that anyways.
the leftovers.
Yeah, it was an HBO show. I haven't seen really anything of it, but like, it's something like 2% of the world's population just disappears one day, and it turns out like, I think by season 3 it's the Rapture.
Oh, what? I feel like it's way cooler if you just know it's the Rapture, though.
I think they're like, kind of just building up towards it, but I know that like just the trailers for it, because since I haven't really seen much of that show, the trailers for like the final season was just like, oh yeah, the main character is basically Jesus.
Huh. Weird.
Because like if you look up yeah, for the show The Leftovers, like one of the things that they're using for like the main title sequence of it is like there's the main character's like standing in front of a wall, and like the wall's like cracked in such a way it looks like he has angel wings.
Huh. Just cool. Well, you've not seen it, so I can't ask. I was gonna say, does cool stuff happen? Like, to me, the best like Rapture show, Rapture take, I guess, is the
is mine.
It's like Legion.
no, not Legion. Wow, why can't I think of it? Stephen King.
The
Mist.
Stand.
Stand, yes. The Stand to me is just like de facto. This is the best version of this kind of thing.
I don't know if I haven't put a lot of thought into like what my favorite like Rapture media was.
I don't think I've seen Left Below.
Left Behind?
Yeah.
Left Behind.
It's not good.
It's not good.
What I think is the weirdest thing about it is they made a game at one point.
That could be
Why
fun.
would you even do that?
It's like an RTS game too, where we had to like
Oh,
go.
so it's just murder.
No, well, I guess you're playing on the Antichrist side, because I guess they had multiplayer at one point in time, and you can either be like pro Jesus or anti Jesus, I guess. But like, I think it's like you literally just like go speak the good word to people, and it just like puts up a meter on there of like good points and bad points.
That's so funny. That's dumb.
Yeah. Keep in mind, there's also a Doom clone that's like
Noah's Ark.
Yeah, Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I do know that one.
That one's funny.
There's also Doom colon cereal, so. Hey, Blue
Doom Clone-
Hedgehog!
Oh hey,
Not as weird as your face. Oh, wait. Hi.
fair. Yeah, Super Noah's Ark 3D.
Yeah, I like that game. Well,
I
I
haven't
like
played
the
it.
idea of it. It just makes me laugh. And also, it's a literal Doom mod, so you can just like.
Yeah, you can just like
you
go
can
on
just-
the mod DB, I think is what it is, and just download it.
Well, not just that. You can like take the textures and replace them.
Nice. Oh, man, you gotta be careful here.
Yeah, I'm getting health.
Oh, good call.
Just gotta move the whole table with you. Yeah, that works.
I
too.
mean, when in Rome.
Damn.
To be fair, he has been kind of just like a gremlin that's breaking
To
everything.
be
this
fair,
game.
he is in Rome.
Yeah.
CD17 is distinctly
did
in
it!
Rome. I think
I really like the rocket launcher in this one.
it's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun.
Don't do it, E.
E.
Don't do it.
E. You didn't save. Alright, do whatever you want now.
He's thinking he would just bounce him back up, we'd be fine.
It'd be so funny if it works somehow.
Maybe if this was Halo?
If it was Halo, that would have worked.
So you know, it's like an actual weird strat that they do in Halo games is the weird crouch jump that you do whenever you throw a grenade underneath you. That throws you up even higher.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that. You grenade your ghost and stuff to go far.
Also, if you're actually trying to be accurate with your battle rifle, don't ADS, because it actually makes your shot off by about half of an inch.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, if you're playing Halo 2, you can cancel your firing into the combat or whatever, or whichever Halo had combat. Meaning you can just like shoot, cancel, and do like 7 rounds.
Halo 2, I think,
Yeah.
is what it was that had that.
And a lot of people like that, except for the people who didn't understand how to do it,
Yeah.
which was most people.
The pistol remained OP for a real long time, though.
It did. It got less and less powerful each game, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. But like,
Yeah.
I know it was like super overpowered for the very first game, and then like
Yeah, you didn't
slightly
need any other
less
gun.
overpowered, and the third one it was basically useless.
Yeah.
I don't get my car back.
No,
You're done with the car?
you got to go by foot now.
That's messed up.
He's trying. I'll give him that.
He's giving it a good old college try.
Yeah, Blue Hedgehog is saying nade jump and rocket jump, etc. And the pistol was not a pistol; it was a freaking Magnum for how powerful it was. Yeah, at least for the first game, it was definitely a Magnum.
You know what I really like? I like that TF2 just like added that as a mechanic once they found out it was in the game. That's just a thing you can just easily do.
The back jumping thing?
No, rocket jumping.
Oh. I mean, rocket jumping is Tails old as time.
Yeah, but like they were like, no, this is like a pivotal mechanic in the game. If you play an explosive class, you're gonna rocket jump. You put the wrong button in. Oh.
Yeah, he put in the right button. You put in the wrong button.
Get out of here.
Maybe.
Also, something that you're probably not going to see because you're paying attention to that. If you were to look up at the dropship, he's taking away your car.
Hit him.
Yeah, at least you hit him. So rocket jump was a thing ever since the days of Quake,
Yeah.
which moved to Serious Sam, yeah, and other games that would just allow you to rocket jump. Team Fortress 2 being one of them. LOL.
So my thing is like Team Fortress 2. That's just like a pivotal mechanic of the game. Like you're just expected to know how to do that.
There's some maps where if you don't know how to do it, you're just fucked in Quake.
You there! Stop!
Quake 2 more, really.
Tell me faster, jackass! They'll say, hey, you!
His lines only move so fast.
God. Poor Laszlo, the finest mind of his generation, had come to such an end.
Okay.
Hey,
Now they're both dead. I don't think I've ever seen both of them die.
Yeah.
I was supposed to protect him or what?
He's supposed to tell you where to go.
Well, you should talk faster. Said poor Laszlo, best man of the generation.
Yeah, he was supposed to tell you.
Shotgun.
He's supposed to tell you don't walk on the sand. That's what he was trying to say, but you're moving too fast.
Shotgun.
So yeah, if you technically there are infinite ant lions here. If you step on the sand, they come out of the sand. So you have to just kind of some bullshit.
This is where E never seeing Tremors hurts him.
Yeah. Because yeah, they will come infinitely if you step on the sand.
Okay.
That's right, E. This level's a reference.
Oh my gosh, my least favorite aspect of video games.
I really like the sand lines, actually.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now the sand lion boosted me off. Why is there so much echo in this area?
Yeah, they will follow you to the ends of the fucking earth, dude.
Only if I let them.
Which, if they're alive, you're gonna let them.
They're doing a pretty good job, I'm going to say.
Yeah. What are you gonna do now, E? Huh? What are you gonna do now? They followed you to the end of the earth, E.
I think you figured something out.
Tried to cut you off there.
A little bit of a reprieve. They're going to try.
Yeah?
Kind of want that thing to happen because I've never seen it.
Oh,
But I also know it'll freak me the fuck out.
Don't say.
the worm
anything.
thing?
Robbie brought it up last time.
Yeah. It's not
I
as freaky as
forgot.
you would think. You're just like in the ocean, and then all of a sudden, like you just start losing health, and you start looking around, you see these little tiny worms everywhere.
Oh, okay. A little tiny. I thought it was a big giant worm.
No. That'd be more of like a Resident Evil 4 thing.
Yeah.
which came out around the same time as this.
Yeah. Man. Resident Evil Village. There's this whole area where you're running away from this fish. And it just... Ugh,
I need to
hated
get
it.
on that.
You haven't played Village yet?
No. I have it. I haven't played it yet, though.
Robbie!
I know. I'm working on it.
You're on your 4th playthrough of Cyberpunk or what?
No. I don't get to play games very often these days. It's why I decided I was going to start playing Pray for the Gods. Because, like, it should be a short game. But then, like, realize some of the mechanics makes it way longer if you actually do stuff in the game. Yeah, Resident Evil Village is so much. So good.
So good.
I've heard really good things. Like, I do want to get into it, which I will. I am going to get to that game eventually. I've even bought the DLC for it.
It's either my favorite or second favorite Resident Evil.
I mean, Resident Evil 7 was really good, and I heard that they just, like, improved upon what they did on 7.
It really depends what you want out of the game. It's the Resident Evil 4 of the first-person Resident Evils, which there's 2, so...
There's well, I would say officially 2, but there's more than officially 2. There's canonically 2 is what
Count
it is.
Dead Aim?
Dead Aim was third person. It's Survivor. That's the first person.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Then I think Dark
Light
Side
gun.
Chronicles.
Does that count? That's an on rails.
It's still technically first person.
Technically
even
first
though-
person, yeah. How's it going, E?
I'm about to kill him, I think.
That's Negatory.
It's one of those things.
He's gonna keep doing it until he kills him.
Yeah. I was just so careful at this part of the game.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Like, it was meant to be like a whole big platforming thing of like you have to go from point A to point B and then use the gravity gun to like move stuff onto the sand so you can get past without actually alerting the antlions. There's actually an achievement on this game if you can get through this portion of the game without touching the sand.
Nice.
Aw.
Ease cup of fucks hath runneth dry.
I don't know, this seems like a reasonable way to do this. I should probably use the...
I was gonna say, because it's not like that's faster by any way, shape, or form.
Double tap.
Gotta do the double tap.
Anything happening in chat that you guys see?
Just Blue Hedgehog. Thanks to Resident Evil 4 remake and the remake. The remake of 4 has dethroned Resident Evil 2 remake as my top favorite.
Oh, this thing
And
kills
he also,
aliens, right?
they also said I hated this part of the game, if only because of that or of the achievement. Which, yeah, they were doing the whole 100%ing it.
Also, yeah, Resident Evil 4 Remake is very good. Very, very
I've heard it's really good.
really good.
It's one of those things. Apparently, like, we're getting better at just remaking things. Because, like, apparently Dead Space remake is supposed to be really good. Resident Evil 4 remake is supposed to be really good.
So I would say out of like the remakes that have come out this year, because what Last of Us was this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of the
Last year?
No, it was this year.
I think it was this year. When did we do that playthrough? Because we did that playthrough right when it came out.
It was this year. It was
This year?
earlier this year, but it was this year.
Okay, I think it was like February, right?
Let me check my handy dandy list of every game I've ever played.
Okay. Oh, you like date them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Helps me know if I'm like, oh, what was the best game of this year?
Fair.
that's fair.
Mercenaries has always been a lot of fun on the Resident Evil games.
Yes,
Yeah, I think it's 10 times better on Resident Evil 4 remake as well.
it's really good.
I could see that. But yeah, like, I remember after I beat Resident Evil 4 for the first time, I'd bring that game to your house so that way all three of us could just like take turns playing the Mercenaries.
Yeah, that was a great time.
It was fun.
Um,
It was also the first time you and other friend had ever seen the chainsaw animation.
yes. Which is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. which is like the craziest thing we had ever seen at that time.
Yeah. So innocent. I think it did come out this year. But either way, of Last of Us, Dead Space, and Resident Evil 4 Remake, I'm going to say Resident Evil 4 Remake is the most remake. Like, they actually add and change
Came
a
out
whole
last
lot
year.
to it. It came out last year?
Yep, 2022.
Okay. Dead Space is more of a remake than I give it credit for. They definitely changed a lot of things around that were, like, quality of life stuff that came
Right.
from other games.
One thing that I heard for Dead Space that they changed around a lot is because there's people who are replaying the original one so they can compare apples to apples.
Yeah.
And apparently, the developers knew that was going to happen, so they weaponized it in a way to where, like, something that happens in the original game no longer happens in the remake. But it will, like, throw some kind of weird jump scare of, like, oh, this is supposed to happen here. That doesn't happen there anymore.
Yeah. In Resident Evil 4 Remake, there's things that completely change maps that happen.
I heard there's new
Whole
enemy
sections
types and
in it.
everything.
There's enemy type. There are kind of enemy types. But there's whole new sections,
died.
like a bunch of new sections.
Yeah, you're in a boss battle right now.
I thought I was just going to the door.
I think the pacing in 4 Remake is a lot better than the original for sure. But yeah, of those three, Last of Us is the least remake of them all,
That's fair.
and then Dead Space right after that, and then Resident Evil 4 for most remake.
Most remakey of a remake.
Oh, I'm remembering a thing now. I'm not gonna say
In this game or in the remake
in
stuff?
this game.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm remembering a thing now.
Not going to say anything and let you do his thing.
If you tell E to do a thing, he's gonna do the opposite of that thing.
That is fair. He's got to learn the hard way.
I have to learn the hard way.
Did you try doing the same thing when you got this part?
No, just of like telling E how to do things.
Oh, yeah.
Man, the shotgun
Killed
in Hell.
Doom?
My team.
Hell.
Oh, Hellsinger or Hell...
Hellsinger, yeah. Man, the shotgun, that's so good. Because the cock is on rhythm to
Yeah.
it, because it's a rhythm game, so you go...
Let it say that on stream.
We're adult stream.
Yeah, we technically are.
Wise to heed our extraction of the Myrmidon's aromatic pheropods. The process is not entirely hygienic,
Okay.
therefore stand aside.
Fun fact. More achievements to be added to this PC version of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Noting that DLC is in fact on the way. Zafun said, Krauser, the guy with the exploding arrow bow, was fun to play on Mercenary. He was so
fun.
good.
He was fun. Wesker was pretty fun to play on Mercenaries.
Yeah, Wesker was good.
Trying to think. Those are like my two big ones. But yeah, Krauser with his explosive arrows was always really good.
That was so fun, man. That was my go-to. I really like Resident Evil 5's Mercenaries.
I don't think I played much of Mercenaries for Resident Evil 5, but I also did play a whole lot of Resident Evil 5.
Resident Evil 5's good. I don't care what people say, Resident Evil 5's real good.
Dr. Freeman?
It's better when you have someone to play with.
Yeah, that's the caveat
that's the
on that
key.
game. If you don't have a co-op buddy, that game sucks. Because that game forces AI on you. And they use your resources without asking.
For 5?
Yeah. You have to play that game with co-op.
Oh.
You can't play alone.
I don't remember that, but like the very first time I played it was by myself.
Yeah, so if you're by yourself, you have to have the AI companion. And they use resources. You don't get a free gun in any of that.
Right.
They use resources, they use health. It sucks ass.
And it was a wall above this guy.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I wanted to put
Here-
a thing on. Oh,
Yeah, they're like, please don't mattress sandwich the dying people in this camp.
I did it.
You did it, E. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, Robbie,
You think you're ready?
I think I'm ready. Also,
Did I get past whatever you guys were talking about or no?
Of a thing that I remembered?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Vice presence.
Blue Hedgehog says Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries theme song was fucking lit. Star posting song here, but God, I love the song from Mercenaries on RE5. I don't know what the star is. Can't see it. You know what my favorite Oscars moment in a long time has been?
What's that?
The girl whenever RRR won best soundtrack musical or whatever it won. RRR is like a
Yeah, the
Bollywood,
indie film.
Yeah, and she's like,
Or not,
and the winner,
Hindi film, not indie.
Yeah, and she's like, the winner, RRR, RRR, RRR. And my favorite meme out of that is a seal whenever there's fish at the party. RRR, RRR, RRR. All right, I'm ready for the thing.
Okay. So yeah, like I've been wanting to do a thing for a while. Oh, auto-modded link is what Spoon's saying. Or it censored something for some reason, which the only thing I can think of is he said ass.
Do we have auto mod?
I think
everyone has auto
I think
mod.
we actually have it for links specifically. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because we did have someone like early on posting links.
posting links and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
they didn't
fair.
post anything bad, but like they were posting links and we were like, yeah, this could be problematic if we let this go on.
Yeah. Cussing, I don't really care about.
Yeah.
There's some things, obviously, that.
Yeah, like as long as you're not saying slurs, cussing's fine here.
Yeah. How does this go, Robbie? Is there an order?
I think it's just 50-50.
It's 50-50. Okay.
So yeah, it's one of those like the whole viral drink that happened for a while, wherever if you get Mike's Harder Cranberry with the cucumber and lime Gatorade and mix them like half and half, it's supposed to taste like the Void, is what they say. It's gonna do like a full glass. It looks like.
Yes.
Tell you what, I'm gonna switch over as soon as he stops talking. I'll switch over to the camera.
Hold this for me, Robbie.
Okay.
All right, switching over to the camera.
They are half cucumber lime so far. And then here's a beverage of alcoholic nature, Mike's Harder Cranberry.
Apparently, if you mix them both together, like you taste something, but your brain doesn't know exactly what's supposed to be tasting. So saith the internet.
I will trade you, because I can't get my nails under that because I've chewed them off.
This is just hard to open for some reason.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy.
Do I need to take a shot?
Do you want it? I mean,
I got
there's
it.
some tequila downstairs.
Let's see. Blue
There you
Hedgehog says they're not at the point grinding the forms on Kingdom Hearts 2.
I think you put a little bit too much Gatorade in this.
Drink some. Gatorade.
Not a fan of cucumber lime though.
Engage shenanigans. Yay! I heard. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a little weird. I'll try to go a little towards. Yeah.
Sorry, I was drinking Gatorade.
I'm at the point where I'm grinding the forms like Kingdom Hearts 2 Endgame shenanigans. Yay!
Kingdom Hearts 2 is a weird game.
Okay.
And then when you guys get that, make sure to lift it up so the camera can see it.
Yeah, I can see the now pink drink that was a weird color green a second ago.
I do like cucumber lime.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Big fan of cucumber lime.
Sam says cucumber lime Gatorade's the best.
She's right.
She's wrong.
It's your favorite Gatorade?
It's my favorite Gatorade.
That's crazy.
That's how you know I'm a cop.
I don't like Gatorade anyways, but like,
That was actually a pretty good joke. All right, let's try it. See if it tastes like the Void.
Mazel tov.
What does that taste like?
I got cucumber at first, but then it just went away.
Yeah.
And I'm getting,
Cannot
like,
taste alcohol.
no,
Yeah.
like
Robbie, can you...
you can't taste it at all. That's weird.
No, there's like no alcohol at all in this. Actually, it feels like.
Robbie, can you pass the hash over here? Let me see.
This?
Yeah, sure. I'll try some.
You can drink from my cup then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like that just cancels itself out. That's weird.
It's almost floral from the cucumber,
Right.
but then
Because
just
like you get like a little bit of that hint of like cranberry at first, and then like it cancels itself out, and there's an aftertaste of cucumber lime.
Here you go, Robbie.
yeah, you cannot taste alcohol in that at all.
I would say it definitely has a flavor, but it like goes away. which
Yeah,
is
like it just
crazy.
can't.
Right.
Like just as I'm saying, it starts out as a flavor and then it cancels itself out, and then there's nothing.
I'm gonna say it keeps like a weird kind of, like I agree with like floral. It like just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
I
interesting.
don't dislike it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just
I'm gonna have another.
I might say I do dislike it. I don't think it tastes I don't think I would want it.
that's the thing though. Is like floral's not exactly a taste as much as it's like
Scent.
yeah.
It's a taste for me.
How many flowers you eating?
I make cookies a lot, so
That doesn't count.
Flowers.
yeah. I mean, you can't just put like one speck of flour in that. That's not gonna.
Just learn that everything that he's been baking, he's like, God damn it.
He just been
Just goes
stuffing
outside and grabs a
dandelions
bunch of dandelions.
As if it says just taste a single taste. Yeah, it really is like you get something and then.
Yeah, it just like cancels itself out. It's weird.
Sam says should add a shot of vodka to it. That would make it taste like vodka.
Yeah, it probably would
So-
just make it taste like vodka.
And then Blue Hedgehog says, "I'll stick to White Russians thing."
Delish. The White Russians are delicious.
Hey, whatever you're into, man.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, it's not the void because like there's definitely a taste and then it cancels itself out.
Yeah.
So it's almost
Weird.
like it's almost like watching somebody in like physics, like whenever like they pour two chemicals together and it has like a weird reaction.
Yeah.
You know, I would say that's a bit of a dangerous drink actually, because I feel like that's one where you wouldn't really tell how much you're drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You absolutely would. You couldn't taste the alcohol, right?
Yeah.
No, like
Which
it
is
just
weird
went
because
through.
Mike's Harder has way more alcohol in it than just Mike's Hard lemonade.
Like I really just tasted the carbonation more than the actual alcohol. Like
Yeah,
it, like,
that's-
kept fizzing in my mouth and it felt weird.
But
'cause
it's
there's
definitely
no
not
taste.
seltzer water either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was seltzer water, I would spat it out.
So weird.
And then Dryad had to get a new keyboard.
This is a weird drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what they mean by like it's just the void though, because like that just cancels itself out in a weird way.
It really does.
Well, that was an experience.
Yeah.
That is like dangerously drinkable.
God, that's so weird.
Huh.
Interesting. But yeah, I feel like with White Russians, you probably still can taste the alcohol.
You
Like,
can.
Alcohol's gone with this one. You just
Yeah.
cannot taste it.
Sam
You
said
literally can't taste alcohol. in
Sam
this.
said she'd try it, and I believe you.
Mike's Harder cranberry,
And
cucumber lime, Gatorade.
it's how you make what is the internet is calling the void.
Much like always, the internet's exaggerating a lot.
Well, because what they were saying is like it has a flavor, but your brain can't process what that flavor is. It's one of those things like it definitely tastes like cranberry at first, then it cancels itself out while it's still on your tongue, and then after you swallow it, there's like a floral sense of like the cucumber lime.
Yeah, the aftertaste is almost like a super, super weak rose candy.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, remember those things that pound the
yeah,
ground?
don't worry.
Yeah. If you want your antlion army to come with you, you have to get rid of those, or you have to at least hit the off switch on them.
Oh, I don't think I care enough.
But those are also dangerous.
You're gonna
'cause
care.
If you summon antlions and original enemies, they attack you, right?
No,
Oh.
they just go to like whatever position you were at. If you press the alt fire on it, it's like an animation from squeezing it, and that's like saying like, "Hey, come here," and like they'll follow you. But if you throw it at something, they'll go to wherever you threw it. Because another thing I guess I should say is like earlier, whenever that guy was like, "Don't step on the sand," whenever the antlions come in, he does like, "Oh no, Laszlo, the greatest mind of our generation." He was saying that they're going to get bug bait, which is where you end up going to
You
fight
didn't
that
say
boss.
that to me.
Yeah, because he fucking died.
He said, ah!
He said, "Oh, let's."
like- Yeah. Because, like, after he said, don't step on the sand, you just start dancing on the fucking sand.
He said that as everything was attacking. I was like, "Oh, I better get rid of these things."
Yeah, when he said, don't come any closer, you should have just stopped. And then he would have said his speech.
He said, "Hey, whoa," and I was already on
Yeah, he
the
said,
sand.
hey, don't come any closer, and then you went on the sand.
I was already on the sand.
Well, I guess we agree to disagree.
Blue Hedgehog says, E playing Half-Life 2. Me. This kid is out of line. But he's right?
I mean, he's going to play it whatever way he wants to play it, so.
I died.
Which includes a lot of death for that reason.
Yeah, add it to the
Yeah.
count.
Oh, what? How am I gonna be over here? That's messed up.
Ah. The secret to make E play a very specific way is to give him bad checkpointing.
Yeah?
R.
Other than that, I know another thing that people were making fun of for a while there was like I guess there was a beauty pageant that they had wherever like each woman was talking about like the country that she came from, and they all said it were saying it like super loud, and I think it was it was either
one?
France or Colombia, or like they just screamed it.
It
like
was
they're-
France. She was like, France!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really good. It's like people say things weird too, like throughout that. Like France is the craziest one, but there's other ones that are just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I think Colombia was another one that was weird.
Colombia!
Colombia. I think the British Isles is like one of the few that actually said it normally.
Huh, like, yeah, it's like they speak English, and we're used to speak people who speak English.
Huh.
Alright, this is a bit easier. I'll give you guys this.
Yeah, trust me. You want your army of antlions if you're gonna go to Nova Prospect. Like, even with the army, I was having a hard time there. I also play games that it's like on hard mode because I'm weird like that.
Nova Prospect, more like some prospect.
More like Nova Prospector.
Nah.
Who's speaking? Oh, wait, is it the
Radio chatter.
Okay. You guys go over there.
Sam asking if 127 deaths is the total amount of deaths for the playthrough so far, and yes.
No, that's today.
That would be insane. That'd be Half-Life 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, there were days like that with Half-Life 1. Because I think even with like the first 2 or first 3 playthroughs, it was over like 400 deaths that I counted.
Yeah. That went places.
Oh yeah. I will say, sadly enough, there were some streams like we just ran out of things to talk about because they're just dying over and over again.
Yeah, and they went long. I think.
Oh, no.
I think during Half-Life 1, those were still like 4-hour streams or something too.
Probably. Because we were just like, E plays until he's just done playing.
Yeah. Sorry, it's just in my head now. It's like a song.
I mean, you do get shit stuck in your head all the time.
My brain is a sponge that's never been washed.
It's usually my fault, though.
I had to throw away a sponge today.
So this told me I should just put it in the dishwasher.
And then she said, I don't do that, but you can.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not supposed to. Like, there are ways to sanitize a sponge, but it's stained. I decided to try something today for the first time, and it involved turmeric, which turmeric just stains everything. And
Yeah.
so whenever some of it spilled on the counter, I went to go wipe it off, and that sponge is just yellow.
Nice.
It's supposed to be blue, but it's yellow.
I did.
Now you got a yellow sponge. +1.
Blue Hedgehog was just oh yeah. Safun is saying they're off to bed, so you're probably already gone. But good night, Safun. I hope you have a good rest of your
Safun.
night.
Rest easy.
Blue Hedgehog was also saying this game that this game that made its port to home consoles was a bit weird. The move to Xbox 360 made sense with the PS3. Now that port of Half-Life 2 on PS3 was weird.
I heard it was real janky.
I couldn't tell you, just because like I only played the PC port of it. But
Yeah, I've also only played PC, actually. That's one of those weird cases where I've never played the console version of it.
I do know that the
Never needed to.
PS2 console version of like the first Half-Life was kind of weird too.
It was really poor performance, but it had that co-op campaign.
That co-op campaign was pretty good.
It was fun. But it pretty much ran at 15 frames per second for the whole thing.
Yeah. I remember you saying that was also a problem with the Crysis games on PS3.
Man. So 360, I played Crysis 1
man.
and 2 on 360. And it was, I think, or not 1. I didn't play 1 on 360. 2 and 3. 2 I
Right.
played on 360. 3 I played on PS3. I think. Maybe PS4? I'm pretty sure PS3, though.
Yeah. Because there were definitely PS3 ports. I think they might have also ported it to PS4, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, 2 for sure, though, I played on 360. And it was fine. I don't know if it was, like, an accurate port for, like, gameplay-wise, because it seemed
Right.
very enclosed. I don't know if that... I know Crysis 1 is open world.
Yeah. Technically, Crysis 1 is open world, but it's open world like the first Far Cry is open world.
Okay.
But,
Because
like,
Crysis 2...
yeah, that one definitely feels like you're going into arenas with Crysis 2,
Okay,
even on the
so-
even on the PC port.
Okay, so then that pretty accurate then.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
What?
Oh, hey, the worms.
Yep, the worms got you.
That's messed up.
I thought it was really, really fun, but man, that performance did get to like 10 frames per second sometimes.
I can believe it. I know, because, like, arguably, Crysis 2 is the worst looking of the games. And, like, I know the biggest thing about that, why it was hard to, for that game to perform, was because they used a lot of tessellation in ways that they probably didn't need to use tessellation. And so, like, it was trying to, like, get all these different angles on everything, like, on a door. Like, apparently there was, like, an absurd amount of tessellation on doors in that game. Yeah. Also, Blue Hedgehog says, to be fair, though, Half-Life 2 was part of the orange box that released on the 360 and PS3, which is also fair. It did also go on to the PC port, because I have orange box for the PC.
Wasn't Half-Life 2 also released individually on the original Xbox?
I think you're right, actually. I think it was.
I think it was. So I remember that one's loading being even crazier than what it is on PC.
Right.
Like, Ease like gets annoyed at the loading on this one, but I think it was like every like 30 feet you had like a 30-second load on the original Xbox.
Right, because wasn't there only like 300 megabytes of RAM on the
something
original
like-
Xbox?
Something ridiculously low, yeah.
Yeah, which at the time was like ridiculously powerful for a console, but like looking back at it, it's just like, really?
Yeah.
It's just funny to me with all the times in this, because, like, you think they would be better nowadays, but they're not. I don't know, like, what they do exactly.
You're not. No, don't do it.
What?
There's actually one guy, because I watch a lot of weird nerd things on YouTube. There's this one guy who actually like found out what the specs for the original Xbox was.
Oh.
And he made a PC based off of those specs, and then compared the PC to the Xbox, the original Xbox.
He got a bad checkpoint.
Oh, he did get a bad checkpoint. There's so many dead ant lines.
Ooh.
Good thing that you technically have infinite of them.
I have every antlion.
It's only like 5 at a time, but you technically have infinite.
It's just like Starship Troopers.
They just, like,
I always felt like the Starship Troopers would make like a crazy first-person shooter game, but like every single Starship Trooper game that they've made has been like RTS.
There
Or
was
twin
a
stick.
there was a first-person one
Oh, there
on
was?
PC some 15, 16 years ago. I don't know the quality of it. I know it was very linear.
Right.
There is a new Starship Troopers first-person game that is in early access right now on PC.
I think that's the one that's like, it's either RTS or it's twin stick.
No, it's first-person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one then.
Yeah, you should check it out. It actually looks pretty fun.
But yeah, I just think of like, because in the movie there's just like thousands of those things. And they're like, even one's intimidating.
Yes. The closest to, in my experience, what a good Starship Troopers game has been was Helldivers.
Yeah.
I think that actually,
And I think that's what I wanted from a Starship Trooper game, was basically what Helldivers was.
yeah, I'm very excited for Helldivers too.
Yes.
I hope it has crossplay, because it would be really fun for me, you, and Rocky to get down with some Helldivers too.
Right. I mean, fingers crossed on that one, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I don't even know when that's even going to be on consoles even, so it will be PS5 though.
Like I said, I eventually just need to get a PS5, but I think I'm just saving up for a new PC at this point.
Yeah, you're on that new PC road.
I am. And it's not one of those, like, I need a new PC. I'm just being stubborn about wanting to build a new one. Like, even I can recognize that.
Yeah, I would say most people would agree that, like, you don't need an upgrade. You're still running pretty good here.
Right. Well, technically, like, my PC is still more powerful than a PS5.
Yes, it is. But how games are being... How PC ports are going, it doesn't matter how good your PC is
Right,
now, I think.
There's games that, like, really shouldn't be that demanding that are, like, putting a 4090 to its knees, apparently.
Yeah. And then, like, running on consoles is fine.
Yeah.
Which
means that they're
so
just, like,
dumb.
shit
Poorly
PC Yeah,
optimized.
poorly optimized shit PC ports.
Yeah.
Luckily, that guy never moved. I will say, because like the ragdoll effects on this are fun. I still think my favorite game that had ragdoll effects was Max Payne 2.
They were good in that.
Yeah, because like they just went like full on ragdoll effects on that one. Like you can watch somebody just like fly in like a million different directions, or like their limbs just like flying all crazy in that game whenever like you're shooting them.
Yeah. Max Payne 2 is good.
I like the entire one's good, but like I think I played more of Max Payne 2 than like
Most people.
yeah. Like enough to actually get the secret ending of that game. Like
I never did that for sure.
whenever I looked up the Easter eggs and stuff like that, because I never looked up a guide for that game ever, but I unlocked. Apparently, there's only one Easter egg that I missed throughout all the playthroughs that I did of it.
Wow.
It's a weird playthrough. You have to do very specific things in order to get to it. So I don't know who figured it out, but there's like literally like a 2D platformer Easter egg that.
What?
Yeah. Because you know in Max Payne 2, like that scene wherever like you're kind of just like running on like the little side skirts of a building to
Yeah.
get up and like there some vents break and start shooting flames down on you. Apparently you can unlock a little 2D side scroller thing to ever like you have to jump over the fireballs that are being shot at you.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Apparently that's the only one that I missed. I found pretty much every single other one.
Nice. Man, Max Payne is just such a good series.
Actually, no, I lied. There's another one. But it's only because I didn't know, because like I didn't have internet during the time, so I couldn't have seen it online.
Right.
There was a fan that like I guess he won something and he got his name put on the graffiti in there. So, like that scene wherever like you go to that janitor and he's like wiping the graffiti off of the wall and tells you that like the code of the door is 665. During that scene, that guy's name is just written on the wall somewhere. Or it's either his name or his gamer tag, one or the other. He's coming around to the crossbow.
In a surprising turn of events. I don't know. I don't have
Blue Hedgehog is saying the only reason I picked up the classic Xbox was because the gold edition of Serious Sam was on there, which is the best version of Serious Sam, and Second Encounter are on the console. But that's just my opinion. Honestly, Serious Sam, fantastic series all around.
fantastic series.
But yeah, he is right. Like Xbox, the only way you can play Serious Sam 2 was on PC, and I think the original Xbox.
I don't know. I am no
But-
Serious Sam historian, I'll say that.
Yeah, we are fans of that game though.
Yeah. Blue Hedgehog, that I would trust that human to the ends of the earth on Serious Sam knowledge.
Good game.
Good game.
Funny enough, there's only 3 Serious Sam games that I've beaten, which is something I can say for Serious Sam. But like I have most of them. Go way far back.
What kind of checkpoint is that?
A weird one.
How's it going, E?
I'm bored.
You don't like this part?
No.
Funny thing is, you're not even at Nova Prospect yet. You're almost there, but you're not even at there yet.
I don't know if this is a hot take or whatever. I don't like this weapon. I think it's dumb.
The bug?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a hot take, actually. I like it.
There are
I
some people who
also-
just hate at-lines in general.
I also play Necro in every single game if I can, so... I like summoning ads.
Ads?
Yeah.
Also, Blue Hedgehog is saying he's flattered to hear you say that. Thank you. Yeah, Serious Sam was a good game series. Like, I played the hell out of the first 2 ones, like First Encounter and Second Encounter.
Yeah.
The funny thing is the very first time I ever ran into problems with my PC not being powerful enough was Serious Sam 2. Like, I installed it on the computer I had, and when I went to go launch it, my computer just went no.
I remember that.
So that's whenever I think it was around that time, because like I had the choice of either buying an Xbox 360 so I could play games like you and Rocky, or I could upgrade my PC, and I decided to upgrade my PC because at the time it would have been cheaper to just upgrade my PC.
Yeah.
That is no longer the case, but
So,
so I played 2 and 3. I just haven't beaten either of those ones, but I've beaten First Encounter, Second Encounter, and Next Encounter, which was on the PS2 and GameCube.
3 and 4 I've not gotten very far in.
Which also fun games, just haven't gotten that far in them.
Yeah. So E, I have questions.
What's up?
Was it just like the combat scenarios you weren't into,
I
or
just felt like I wasn't really interacting much.
yeah, it's a lot of shooting.
No, well, like that's the
Well,
thing about
I
the
think it's
Antlions, where it's just kind of like
I think you wanted the Antlions to do with all the heavy lifting,
that they were just objectively better.
which honestly they follow you no matter what. So if one dies, one eventually will come back to replace it. So you don't have to keep throwing the bug bait at him, but it just helps if you like for whatever direction you want them to go to. You could still have been shooting them while Antlions were distracting them. Yeah. Blue Hedgehog is saying, yeah, I played Serious Sam back when it was on Windows 98.
Yeah.
Technically, we also played Serious Sam around that time too, but like I didn't play it on Windows. I think we originally played it on Windows 2000s. I think about it. Like I had Windows XP by the time that I got around to it, but I got lucky enough that I found the first and second encounter in a bundle deal at GameStop for it was like $6 or something like that back whenever GameStop still sold PC games.
Yeah, I got first and second encounter as a bundle at a Walmart for $10, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then played that in co-op, sharing a keyboard with my sister.
Yeah, because we just had to share a keyboard back in the day in order to play that,
Yep.
which was weird, but we made it work.
Hey, man, when you want to do a thing and that's all you have, you make it happen.
Right. And yeah, he's saying Serious Sam 2 was long, to be fair. I mean, all the Serious Sam games are kind of long. At least the original ones were.
They are. They're all pretty long.
But, like, I remember that's one of those things whenever Serious Sam 2 came out, like, X-Play actually did a review on that, and they were saying, like, one of the biggest things that they didn't like about it, which is just all Serious Sam games, is they're saying the game's hard as hell.
Serious Sam does get hard.
Yeah. Man, they're good games.
Good games, super fun. That's kind of like whenever there's like a first-person game that's supposed to have hordes and it like doesn't meet Serious Sam standards, I kind of get disappointed.
Yeah. Because, like, even for, like, you know, being a game that ran on Windows 98, like, God, the hordes were fucking intimidating. Huge. Like, I remember, like, the first time that, like, there was one time that I was playing that
Plus
game.
one death, Robbie.
Yeah, and Blue Hedgehog is saying that 42 levels, that's how many levels Serious Sam 2 had.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But I remember Serious Sam's second encounter for the last thing where like you have to just like fight your way to the church or to the not a Coliseum. What was it? I think it was a church.
A colostomy.
But in the the second game and second encounter,
Yeah.
fighting to that was just like, holy crap, was that a fight?
Yeah.
Because I remember like because it would even tell you like how many enemies you killed for that one, and it was well over 1,000 enemies that you had to fight through in order to get to from point A to point B, and that didn't even include the boss battle.
Damn. Dead. Damn.
Like that. Whoa, no. Oh no. 3. Get 3 on there, Robbie?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's at 136. Like I said, I died a lot here because you are at Nova Prospect now. I think I'm actually currently stuck at Nova Prospect.
That's good.
Just hoping E.
I mean, what else can I really do at this point?
Yeah, I think there's even
Nice.
an earlier stream that we had that we were talking about Serious Sam that we were because like we were talking about like how misogynistic Duke Nukem can get at times, and how like even though the original ones weren't quite as bad, like Forever kind of cemented that he's just a huge misogynist. And we were saying like if you really want to have a game that has like Duke Nukem style combat, but doesn't have the misogyny, like just play Serious Sam.
Yeah. You had the pep, E. I appreciate it.
You got pizzazz, kid.
I'm surprised they're still here. Like, I know you said they keep making them, but they sure do keep making them.
Yep, you technically have infinite of them right now.
Now, don't tell me that, then I'm just gonna only use that.
And you tried, and apparently you got bored with it. But I think half the reason I say you technically have infinite is because like you only have about 5 at a time. But yeah, the gunships make everything fucking hard at this point.
Yeah, gunships are for sure.
I know. I think one. Speaking of games like around this era, another game that would be interesting to see E play, but like, I don't know how much he'd actually enjoy it, is to watch him play Fear.
Oh, he wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know if he would like it either.
I feel like I can say without a shadow of a doubt that would not be an E game at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a me and you game, but it's definitely not an E game.
Yeah, I love Fear.
So good.
I am also a Fear 3 defender.
I haven't gotten around to 3.
It's one of those games. It came out in the era to where if you don't play it in co-op, it sucks.
Ah, okay.
It
I
also
mean-
gets away from the horror aspect a lot because of that.
Kind of like Dead Space 3 did.
And Resident Evil 5, yeah.
Yeah. See, I never beat 2, but I have played 2.
Yeah.
Do I have? Is that my goal right now? Is that why it's giving me infinite rockets?
You have to fight up the gunships.
All right.
Because one of them crashes into a wall, and that's how you get inside of Nova Prospect. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like when we have another one of those streams where it's just me and Drya, maybe we'll do Fear 3.
Be fun.
Yeah. I know one of the biggest things that they complain about with the Fear games is like with 2 and 3 that apparently the AI is not nearly as good as it is in the original Fear.
It's not. Fear 3 is also like just super different because it's not just 2 dudes with guns. One of them you're psychic and you have a bunch of psychic powers for one of the characters, depending on who you play as. So like one of the characters, yeah, it's Fear gameplay, and the other one's like I have blood powers where I take over people and then shoot blood out of my hands.
So with the second guy, you're technically playing. There you go. You did it. E.
Cool.
But I guess with like the second guy, you're technically playing as like the darkness.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Nice. And also, if we played original Fear, because like the PC ports are weird when it comes to modern computers, because you can play it on a modern computer,
Yeah.
but you have to like do some tricks.
Yeah, I tried playing them recently.
And it was playing at like
and it was
15
playing at,
frames.
like nothing frames per second.
Yeah. Because yeah, like even on my computer, it plays like 29 frames a second, and then like after you get to a certain point, it like just the frames keep slowing down.
Yeah, yeah.
But like you have to turn off all your HID settings, which most modern computers that have any RGB in there has a ton of HID settings, and you have to turn all of them off because all of them were ports that were made before HID was like really a thing on computers.
Why is that a thing?
The lights?
No, like the
I think
like
it's,
that being such a problem.
I don't know. Well, that's a problem. There's also another game that like I want E to play. We have to play it at 60 frames a second, which I don't think is a problem with you. You never turn on your high
I like
frame rate.
60 frames per second.
Well, because I like having high frames per second. Like both of my monitors are 144 plus monitors. But Evoland, if you play that above 60 frames a second, it breaks the last boss. Like the entire game plays fine until you get to the last big boss.
That's weird.
The last boss, because like what it does is like it weirdly enough turns your running animation to a walking animation, so you cannot dodge his attacks, and he just kills you.
Cool. And also, like, yeah, I'm one of those people also, which is probably bug people. I'm one of the people that don't think anything above 60 is that big of a deal.
If you're
It's
a
not
rhythm game player, it definitely is.
Yeah. Like, it's not necessary. I'll say that, like, because, like, there's games, like, if it's playing at 25 frames a second, it's fine still. It's still playable. But, like, it's nice. It's just, like, it's a luxury is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I think 60 is
Yeah,
the
60 is
sweet
fine.
spot for games.
Hey, it's cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure.
It's weird. It's like the makers of Portal made this first. Whoa.
Prove it.
Kind of?
I mean, there's, like, that whole thing of, like, they bought the idea of Portal from some college students, but...
Kinda. the quote unquote idea of Portal so very little uses the Portal aspect.
So yeah, Blue Hedgehog is saying, no. Serious Sam 2 had 42 levels. Serious Sam First Encounter had 8 levels. I could have swore it had more than 8.
I don't trust him.
Second Encounter had 12. Next Encounter had 31. Secret levels are included, jumped it up to 42 levels. So technically, Serious Sam 2 and Serious Sam Next Encounter are tied with the amount of levels to go through. I mean, even if the first one had 8 levels, they were long-ass levels.
Yeah, they were.
I'm good.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.
It'd be funny if it died.
If it died from 3 shots.
Just one.
There's one shot and bleh. Hey, maybe are you on normal or easy mode?
On normal.
Okay.
On very easy, it's probably like, poof, and they die.
Yeah.
Probably look at them when they die.
But I guess speaking of that, like the game that I was talking about before we started stream with Pray for the Gods, that game apparently goes from like pretty decently easy to like super difficult or super punishing.
Oh.
Because it has it technically has 2 difficulty sliders. It has like the normal, like easy, normal, hard, and then legendary mode. And then there's I can't remember what they're called. I think it's story mode, boost mode, and survival mode, which changes like the different elements that you can use for like crafting and survival mechanics.
Huh.
Because in like I guess the normal mode, things like your hunger, your exhaustion, and the cold level don't really mess with your character all that much. In like boost mode and survival mode, apparently it goes to where like you can eventually die from hunger, you can eventually die, or your stamina goes to basically 0 if you're too exhausted, and if it's too cold outside, you will die from cold.
So just super survival.
Yeah. Also, or actually another thing too is and it's on the mode that I'm playing as because it's happened a handful of times. If you're swimming and you run out of stamina, you just drown.
Great.
Yeah.
Funny.
Which honestly works for that game, but like yeah, it goes from like not that bad to like super punishing, and I think a lot of people just played it on like the easier mode because I got the mode of crafting 10 food items, and apparently like only 8% of people who own that game have gotten that achievement.
They gave up on it real fast,
Yeah.
huh?
There's a lot of people who did give up on that game super fast because like the first boss is within like the first 20 minutes of that game, and 69.6% of people have beaten the first boss. And then when I beat the second boss, I got an achievement for beating the second boss. 30% of people have beaten the second boss.
Hey, this is the part of the game I hate.
Is this the part you're thinking of?
Yep.
Yeah, this part is kind of frustrating. Also, corners are not your friend in this area.
Nothing's your friend in this area. It's okay. As we know, E is better at fighting bosses than anything else.
Which
this
is
is going
weird.
to take him 5 seconds.
Yeah, nevertheless, like I said, I haven't beaten it yet, but so far, like, I think I'm only like 3 hours into Pray for the Gods, but God, it's so good.
And
And I think part of it is because,
I
like,
did it.
if E ever plays Shadow of the Colossus, I kind of want you to play Pray for the Gods afterwards.
Okay. Hey, Robbie.
So,
I'm gonna need you to like just duck down a little bit and throw his 10-pound weight at E real quick.
Why is it my fault that you're worse at video games than me, huh?
I am better at the video game part. You are just really good at boss fights.
I don't understand what part of that's like hard. You just run in a circle.
I guess I just don't think like. This goes back to fighting games. I think.
Yeah, I think
E thinks differently when he plays games. Because, yeah, like, the whole big thing of that is, like,
Oh, was that like
Technically-
supposed to like super usable?
Yeah.
of the-
Yes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to run away from him, but he breaks through walls, so that way you can like go from room to room.
I thought him breaking through walls is like, oh, here's where you go next. No, just
Technically, yes. But then, like, you have to get past all of that in order to get out of here. And, like, you can't do that while you're fighting him.
I wasn't necessarily even supposed to finish the fight.
No, you're definitely supposed to finish the fight. Like, there's a reason you didn't have ant lions there, because, like, technically those also have the bug bait pheromone, but since you beat it, you're the alpha bug bait guy, so. Yeah, so technically... Yeah, I disagree. Serious Sam, the second encounter, had the longer levels compared to the first encounter. It did. I do agree with you on that one. There was at least one level on the first encounter that was long. I was thinking it was Memphis.
Tennessee.
I was gonna say, you're mostly in ancient Egypt in the first one, so I don't know. I know that, like, there were some Easter eggs for first encounter that, like, they're real dumb Easter eggs, but they take forever to get through. Like, in the very first level of Serious Sam, the first encounter, I remember seeing, like, a little bit of a glint out in, like, the middle of nowhere. So I walked all the way out there, which was, like, a 10-minute walk. And then I had to fight a high-leveled enemy with just my pistol, which took forever to fucking kill because it's a high-leveled enemy, and, like, the pistols do almost nothing to those things. And then I got a big health boost, and then I had to walk all the way back, and it took me, like, 37 minutes to do that, for that one Easter egg, or that one secret that I had. Yeah, like, all in all, the first game is probably one of the shorter ones. I do agree with you on that one. I don't remember Next Encounter being all that long. It's been a while, don't get me wrong, but I don't remember it being, like, super long.
So since they were in a bundle pack for me, I just kind of mixed the two of them together as one game.
And that's kind of fair.
So as far as I'm concerned, that's Serious Sam 1 and 2 are like 15 hours.
Yeah. But I think also because, like, the thing that we do in, like, a lot of Resident Evil games where, like, you're just kind of, like, walking amongst a wall and you're just, like, spamming the A button trying to look for stuff. I think I first got that mentality while playing through Serious Sam, because, like, that's how you'd find secrets.
Yeah.
And, like, there's some pretty decent ones that I found. Like, I remember one of the secrets I found was literally just, like, the entire development team took a picture together.
No, that's nice.
That also being said, I think, like, the weird Serious Sam fans with, like, the really big heads, I think the faces that they plastered on those actually were development team pictures. And yeah, they're saying, okay, so I'll agree with you. If you're going out of your way for secrets, it's ridiculously long. Yeah, especially if you have no way to actually, like, know where any of the secrets are, and you're just, like, walking through walls, like, touching everything, trying to find them. Yeah, it takes a long time.
Oh, jeez. 1.
Yeah.
Got this, E.
He doesn't got this.
He's got it.
Yeah, nevertheless, Serious Sam games are good.
They're good.
I just remember whenever Serious Sam 3 came out that, like, one of the praises that they had for Serious Sam 3, like, wasn't really that big of a praise for it.
What was it?
It was better than Bulletstorm and Duke Nukem Forever.
Not really a praise.
Yeah.
There's some people
that's
who
just a
really love
baseline.
Bulletstorm. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Bulletstorm is fun. It's a cheese whiz for the brain style of game.
Yeah.
It had a couple good jokes in it too, don't get me wrong, and, like, the gameplay was good enough, but, like, it's nothing to, like, really write home about. Even though I know that they tried, but, like, it just
The combo system they made gets
yeah,
tired after a couple levels.
There's
That
nothing
one
really.
did fall over, huh?
Nope.
Cool.
They make you work for that E. Usually. Yes, throw grenades at manhacks that are coming right at you. Tell me how well that works.
Not bad so far.
I was actually kind of hoping it was going to work. You're really wanting that hole, honey.
Yeah, kind of.
How you feeling over there, E?
Tired.
That's fair. Something I'm surprised E hasn't done yet is grab one of the man hacks with the gravity gun and shoot it at enemies.
He's got that portal mindset.
Maybe.
Drop it to the ground. It's a problem, not a solution.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not even talking about the turrets. I'm talking about the man hacks, the little thing, the
Those guys.
blenders that
Yeah.
float. I mean, if it works, it works.
Blue Hedgehog says, and what's funny is that both of the games made fun of each other in reference to Serious Sam and Duke Nukem. In
Yeah.
Serious Sam 2, you find an Easter egg of a skeleton of Duke Nukem, and it says, man, no wonder your next game is taking forever.
That's pretty good.
Then, of course, Duke Nukem with the 3D World Tour came out, did an Easter egg where you find Serious Sam dead, and Duke Nukem says, why so serious, Sam?
Boo. That one's not as good. I mean, also to be fair, I think one of the biggest things is like Duke Nukem has always been like movie reference jokes.
Yeah.
Almost like, I don't want to say all of them, but a large majority of them are that.
Yeah.
And then pretty much every single joke Serious Sam comes up with is an original joke.
Yeah, I mean,
Like some of it's self-referential, some of it's just like of the moment. Like I remember in Next Encounter, one of my favorite jokes of that one was after you beat a level, it's just like, you open a door, you kill a bunch of enemies, another door opens. It's a simple concept, but it works.
he's taking a drink.
Yeah.
You also have an alt fire of a grenade on this guy.
Yeah, I only have 3 though.
Better use all your grenades before you use any of those alt fires, I guess.
Yeah, the grenades are much harder to hit.
The longest time.
You good?
Nah, I think
I
he's
don't
dead.
think he's good.
Why are they teabagging on me? What the hell? Fuck you.
You're out of ammo.
It's fine. He
Oh
has
boy, he
lost
found another glitch.
He lost
Let
collision.
me take another drink.
While you're waiting for him to like figure out that this isn't gonna work. Why won't you die?
For the longest time. Oh, the longest, for the longest time. Good. Good, good.
Oh boy, a bottle.
Oh boy, a revolver!
And I haven't had this thing in like 4 chapters. What is it? 52 salute.
Are you talking about the 21 gun salute?
Yeah.
But 52? With
Yeah.
grenade and picking up?
It's 52 card pickup mixed up with the 21 gun salute. Just a bunch of guys at a grave site with deck of cards, just 52 gun salute.
That'd be a good bit in a something.
At a magician's funeral. I really like the look of the pistol.
I think it's because like the slide doesn't go all the way forward.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit of character to the gun. I don't know. One thing I still thought was kind of a funny little thing that they added to Brain Bread, if you remember that game, Brain Bread.
I do.
Remember with the pistols that, like, if you use, like, the alt-fire thing of it, they just turned it sideways, so you're just, like, holding the gun sideways like a gangster.
Yeah.
And then if you
Makes
had
it
double, you're
stronger.
just, like, double holding it sideways.
Man, Brain Bread was fun.
It was.
Funny name.
Twas a,
It was a Half-Life mod.
yeah,
Oh.
zombies.
Yeah. Some people actually would say it's, like, the precursor to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I
Just
doubt that.
Well, the reason why they said that is because the special zombies in that one is like because every single map was multiplayer in Brain Bread, and if you died on there, you just turned into a special zombie. So you're a zombie that could run and like do special attacks.
It was real cool.
It was pretty cool, especially since it was like pre Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm. There was that one, and there was another one that I really liked. That the menu music was Moonlight Sonata.
That was Brain Bread.
That was Brain Bread?
Yeah.
Oh, there was another one besides that.
I'm not sure which one it was, but I do believe you on that.
Because there were 2 different zombie Half-Life mods that we played.
Blue Hedgehog is also saying, I have to admit, Duke Nukem Forever did happen to make me laugh when you were bump into the Master Chief's helmet and the power armor, and the army guy says, hey, Duke, I got power armor and a helmet here for you. And Duke says, power armor is for pussies. I think if there was anything that made me laugh about that game was, like, the self-referential humor of, like, if you picked up a turd out of a toilet and threw it at people.
Is that self-referential? It's like, this is our game.
No, he's just like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? The entire time.
I think literally everything I've heard about the game is everything but the video game itself is fun.
Like, all the little things you could do on the side was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good game. The fact that there's never more than like 2 enemies on screen at a time
Was problematic.
was real boring.
Also, the maps were kind of boring.
Maps were super boring, very old, felt like they belonged in the 64.
Which kind of makes sense because the apparently there's some people who have gotten like some of the files from like the original Duke Nukem, the one that Forever, the one that was supposed to come out in the year 2000. They've said like it's miles better than what we actually got.
Find a way around the door. Not
But yeah,
through
it's
it.
definitely one of those games that felt like it should have came out in the year 2000, but came out in the year 2013.
I'm gonna say it was time. Go back.
Yeah, there's a vent in there that you can go through that you may have covered up with a fence.
I just felt like you need to save time on that one.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I was gonna say E's already complained that he's tired of this one, so
Yeah, we can stop whenever you're ready.
yeah.
I'll let you know. Oh shit, I did it. Shit. Do it again. There we go.
There you go.
I gasped.
You thought he was gonna die there?
Yeah.
Hi.
One thing that I'm kind of wondering, like, I don't know if you guys deal with the same thing or not, but like, you ever like you're freaking out in a game because you're trying to like not die, and then like all the tension gets released like after you die, and like all of a sudden it becomes less of a big deal.
No,
Yeah.
the opposite.
Oh, really?
After I die, it gets so much worse.
Huh?
Yeah, no, I totally feel that with Alien Isolation.
Okay.
The first 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like,
that makes a lot of
fuck,
sense.
fuck, fuck. But then after that, I really just hated the AI
Yeah.
because the AI doesn't have a normal mapping pattern. It's not. It
It's a
doesn't,
mapping pattern that follows you, isn't it?
and it's also half randomized. So sometimes, like, it's designed to where, like, if you're hiding in lockers a lot, it'll start looking in lockers more.
Okay.
But sometimes if you're hiding in lockers a lot, it won't look in lockers more.
Huh.
It's really, really frustrating, and there's no way to, like, he doesn't have the
You
same
can't really, you can't really get used to the pattern, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, there's no getting used to it. Like, you can't follow, like, oh, he goes this path, so now I need to go this way. Like, you can't time anything. You just have to always be panicking and hope you're making the right decision.
Okay.
And it doesn't have autosave. It's save areas, save sections. It's super frustrating. Like, I appreciate that game a lot, but I cannot do that. It's just
I know a lot of
too
people said it was like a
time-consuming.
better Outlast, basically.
kind of. There's a little bit of action. Like, there's some fighting against the enemy.
Right.
and the aliens.
That's one thing that I remember hearing about because I actually haven't played Alien Isolation yet. I want to, I just haven't yet.
It would be a Robbie game.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, like, because Outlast is a Robbie game too, and I've played like 20 minutes of Outlast.
I like the first Outlast. I think the second one's garbage.
Yeah. I haven't played the second. Well, like I said, played 20 minutes of the first one.
Yeah.
But like, I liked it when I played of it. But like, I think I got stuck on a part and was like, I'll come back to it later, and just never came back to it. But because I'm me, I was also playing it on hard mode. So like, if they find like I was at a point in the game like an enemy found me and I could not shake him no matter what I did. Like no matter where I ran, no matter what way I tried to juke him, no matter where I hid, he always knew where I was. And I got frustrated and I just like quit playing the game.
Yeah. So imagine that, but like 10 times.
Right.
The alien's much smarter.
But there's that. It's also like the same frustration I had because like I need to go back and play through the original Dying Light because I also like Dying Light, but I got stuck on one of the tutorial puzzles even.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, like wherever it was like the tutorial for the firecrackers, like you throw the firecrackers and you're supposed to follow it. They never followed it, so I couldn't complete that mission. I was just stuck there.
It's been so long since I've
like
Dying Light, man. I don't know the tutorial mission at all.
I was supposed to get a car
fireworks
battery.
were even in it.
Yeah, like I was supposed to get a I'll play Shovel Knight for you guys. This is Blue Hedgehog.
Yeah, I love Shovel Knight.
I've heard it's good.
I have played it.
You played the first one.
Yes, I
There's
played
many
the
of
first
them?
Shovel Knight.
So Shovel Knight at the start was just Shovel Knight. Then, because of Kickstarter, there's 3 extra
Add-ons.
add-ons.
Oh, okay.
For free.
Yeah, for free. So what they did is now it's Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, which has 4 Shovel Knight quote-unquote things. So it's Shovel of Hope, Plague of Memories, King of Cards, and and Shadow something.
Yeah.
And they all play differently. The Plague Knights is a little bit disappointing because since it was so early, it still has the same levels basically. But the other 2 are basically completely new games.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only played vanilla Shovel Knight.
I think you might like the gameplay of Shadow. I keep wanting to call it Shadow Knight. I don't think that's his name, but I think you might like the 3rd one. It's gameplay, and you might get a kick out of the 4th ones. The 4th one can be hit or miss for me, but
By the end of Shovel Knight, I was like, I have had more than enough of this.
I think all the other ones are paced better.
Okay.
But I also get that too. Like, there's certain games that, like, once you get to the end of that game, it's just like, okay, this is fun, but like, I'm done with it now.
Yeah.
It's either that or like, you're towards the end of the game and you're just like, I really hope this game ends soon.
I get that a lot.
I only get that with like open world games usually.
Okay.
Because, like, I'll spend a lot of time in an open world game if I really like it. Like, I spend a lot of time. That's why I actually really appreciate Breath of the Wild. Because at that point, whenever you're done with the game, you're done with the game. You can just walk and beat the game. I really like
That's fair.
that. Tears of the Kingdom does not have that, I don't think. Maybe it does. I don't know. I haven't explored enough in that. The maps is technically the same size when there's an underworld and an overworld, so it's way bigger, actually.
Oh, okay. Are they redoing the thing of like a Link to the Past where there's like a dark world?
No, there's literally
Or is it just like
cave under the world
okay?
that is as big as the normal world,
Okay.
but it's underground and a whole bunch of different stuff in there. And then there's also islands in the sky that are floating around.
Oh, okay.
It's huge. It's fucking huge.
Yeah, it sounds like it is.
And the tools that you get are so different from Breath of the Wild that it just feels very different.
I know a lot of people are having a lot of fun with the mechanics of Tears of the Kingdom.
It's
like,
fun.
They keep on talking about like Tears of the Kingdom engineers of like people who are making mechs
Yeah.
for the game, basically.
Yeah, there's a really fun power in there that's like a really good quality of life power you have, to where you can just teleport through ceilings.
Oh,
You can just do that because it's kind of annoying to have to climb stuff sometimes. You can just teleport through ceilings. You just do that whenever. There's no limit. As long as there's a ceiling you want to climb through, you can do it.
yeah. Blue Hedgehog is saying Spectre Knight's
There
campaign
it
is
is.
100% my favorite. King of Cards can fucking die in a ditch.
I like that one's actual like platforming. I'm pretty hit or miss on the card game. Because that's the other gimmick is you kind of just play a card game. For
Gotcha.
Stuff.
I think I'd be out on that one.
So it's not actually cards. What is it? Final Fantasy like grid or something? It's a 3x3 grid, and you have to get the more spaces.
Oh, okay.
And for the most part, it's pretty standard. Though you can get like ones that are like, oh, you can flip everything. Please get out of the way.
One of the few games I can think of that actually did really good card games is probably The Witcher 3 with Gwent.
I mean,
That was fun.
That one really depends just how much you like how that plays.
Right.
Because I know some people who love that one a lot.
I mean, Gwent was popular enough that they made like an actual spin-off of just Gwent. Like it's CD Projekt Red's it's basically their version of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's a free-to-play thing that you can just get on GOG or probably some other platforms too. Just like a free card-playing game that they have
also made physical
microtransactions on.
copies.
Huh?
They also made physical copies.
Oh. I can
You
see.
can
Yeah,
play
that
physical
makes
Gwent.
sense for Gwent.
Gwent was fun.
Yeah.
It was a nice distraction in that game whenever a hunt didn't go well and you got stuck.
Yeah. There's a lot of Gwent in that game though too.
There's a lot. If you are trying to complete that game entirely 100%, there's a lot of fucking Gwent in that
Yeah.
game.
It was one of those jokes that people made a lot about The Witcher 3. It's just like, oh no, there's a monster attacking the town, and then our Geralt's response is, Gwent, motherfucker, do you play it? Which, to be fair, it's better than some of the other mini games it came up with, because I think both 2 and 3 was the Dwarven Dice game,
Yeah.
which is basically just poker with dice.
Yeah, yeah. But there is so much Gwent in Witcher 3. You might be able to call a Gwent game with some fighting in it.
Yeah, that's fair. Because there has to be at least like 20 people in every single town that you can play Gwent with.
And you have
at
to play them
least.
3 times, I think, right?
No, that was another thing. That might have been the dice game.
I just remember that one of the mini games you have to play them 3 times to actually count as beating them.
Yeah, I think that might have been like when you go into like an actual competition with Gwent.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like because when I think of like card games with video games, I think of like Gwent. The one they had for KOTOR was okay. That one is
Yeah,
basically
it's fine.
blackjack.
Yeah. What was that one game you guys were raving about?
Inscription?
Inscription, yeah.
That's a different, because
Yeah.
that one is a card game that has.
Yeah, that's technically a card game that you're playing as the game.
I've heard it doesn't really get super, super fun until the second act or something like
I
that.
super disagree with that.
I think it's because people started realizing like ways you can break the game
Yeah.
by the second act.
Yeah.
And like one of the cards that like literally is just like your you win card in fuck.
The first act?
Oh yeah, that you get in the first act, the Ouroboros card.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that game basically just breaks the entire game if you know how to use it correctly, and like it gets to the point where it's game breaking by the second act.
But you
Yeah.
have to know how to use it.
Yeah, but you have to know how to use it and like what you're doing with it.
That's
There
what I
are
would
people
do.
who have played it with like the first act that like they're wondering if there's a limit of how much teeth you can get because you got teeth as a currency in the game.
Technically, there was, if I remember correctly.
There's someone who did it. Like they had the Ouroboros card maxed out, and they had it combined with the Mantis King, so it actually attacked 3 times.
So I want to put something in perspective for you, Jiraiya, with like
Okay.
the first act thing. That act got a bonus add-on to expand it because people liked it so much.
Yeah,
And they wanted the whole game to be the first act.
talking about a Casey's mod.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Is the first act just a card game, though?
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah, see, I'm
Well,
not
kind
into
of.
that.
That's
There's
fine. Like you
There's
wouldn't
also
like it.
puzzles that you have to solve in the first
Yeah.
act, but yeah, it's basically just card battling, and then like the second act is almost Pokemon if it was card games.
The second act's kind of I would say the second act's a little weak in all of it.
Kind of,
but,
yeah.
Like, but it gets you to the third act. And like
Honestly, I did like the second act though, but I just kind of like almost like the RPG elements that they had of it.
yeah, I think the second act's fun, but again, I just think it's a little weak in comparison.
Yeah.
Whatever gets it the furthest away from being just a card game is what I would like.
Second act.
Yep, that's what I would like.
Well, no, because you do a lot. So they're all going to be a card game, but they each have different rules.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like. I don't.
I think
You wouldn't
the
like.
third act is
Inscription.
whenever they start having more of like the weird add-on rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't. Everything I've heard about Inscription, I don't think I would like Inscription. I think that the concept of Inscription is cool.
Yeah. Oh, I like Inscription won me because of its thing.
Because like the whole ARG that's attached to it.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool shit with Inscription.
Yeah. But he probably wouldn't like. I don't know, I was gonna say, I almost say he wouldn't like it for the same reason why like he kind of got bored of The Witness.
I didn't get bored of The Witness.
You got too
I
hard.
got stuck.
Okay. No, it was Rocky that hated The Witness.
I fucking love The Witness.
Yeah, because it was Rocky that you showed in that game, and like he had that moment. He's like, "Listen, like I understand what the game did. It's really cool, but it's kind of bullshit with their puzzles." Like he went on a whole big rant with me because I just mentioned the game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that game just got too hard. I wasn't smart enough for it.
I heard that. Yeah, I've heard that game does get rather hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only got to play like half an hour before getting sick.
Yeah, you got motion sick.
See, I know that there's like, isn't there like a cave puzzle that like you have to listen to like taps on the wall and like the rhythm that it's doing in order to solve a puzzle?
It's not a cave. It's the side of a cliff.
Okay.
And there's 3 different paths, and you have to listen to the environment noise. It doesn't tell you, though, by the way.
Right, you just have to figure it
That's
out.
every single puzzle in The Witness. It doesn't tell you what the rules are of the puzzle. You have to figure them out by figuring out if you're doing something wrong or not. There's literally no text that tells you anything at all. No voiceover, nothing.
Right.
You don't even know if you found a puzzle, quite honestly, sometimes. The cliffside one is one of those. You have to listen to the sounds of the environment, whether it be birds or deer or dogs, whatever the sound is, and you have to figure out how pitched it is, and that's the path you need to go on.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Listen, if you like the idea of the Witness but don't want to have to deal with all the puzzles, play The Looker.
Yes.
Like actually,
Yeah,
that game was really funny.
game is funny. It's a straight up parody of The Witness.
There's like that was crazy because like I was thinking like there's so little like parody games.
Yeah.
I want to say it's because they're getting more expensive to make, but like they looked into it, and even like huge AAA games still cost less to make than a Marvel movie, apparently.
That doesn't mean much.
Marvel movies are like 200 million usually,
Yeah.
ish, on average, I would say.
Yeah.
200 to 300 million. But the thing is, games also make way fucking more than most movies.
Right.
And they pay their people less.
Yep. I'm telling you, it is an industry that is getting away with fucking robbing people.
Yeah, they have been for a while now, honestly.
There was a thing that came out recently where like it was comparing CEOs in Asia versus here.
Yeah.
Nintendo's was 2.2 million a year.
Oh yeah, I remember
And,
hearing about that.
Yeah, Activision, I think it was 155 million.
Yeah.
A year.
Bobby Kotick, I think.
Yeah, Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, the CEO of Activision. He's not the highest paid gaming CEO of all time. He is the highest paid CEO of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he technically makes more money than Jeff Bezos does. But Jeff Bezos just has more
they
stocks.
cheat. Like Bezos and
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
Musk
saying. Because like
cheat.
technically, Jeff Bezos only makes something like $70,000 a year, but he has so much in stock options that he is the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
Which is how like most of these like high-end CEOs like live, is like they technically don't have money. They just can say like, hey, I have this much in assets, I want to take out a loan for $1 million,
Yeah.
and then live off of that loan for like 5 years,
Yeah.
or however long they live off of whatever loans they get. Like
They get infinite loans.
Yeah.
Because their
Basic- yeah,
assets are
'cause-
worth enough to where the bank is like, well, whatever happens, you can just sell those and pay us off.
yeah, exactly. And that's like usually what will happen is like, hey, you need to pay back this loan. It's like, all right, here's like 3 stocks.
Yeah.
Why do they wave at me?
Oh, I think they're waving in other enemies, because like it's less that they're waving at you and more like the move forward motion.
It's just funny to be like, hi.
That'd be kind of fucked up for a game. It's like you're fighting an enemy and he's just like, hi Gordon, and then like it's shot in the face.
I'm your biggest. This is a terrible laundromat.
Yeah, like what's with all the washing machines?
They're fucking huge.
They're technically prison. Yeah, these are prison washers in a prison.
Someone's got a hole.
That
in
was-
it.
I mean, that's kind of how washers work. Especially those big industrial ones. It's just a big hole in the middle that like sprays water in there.
You did it.
I did it.
You just waited.
Yeah.
It's because you have an army of antlions. It helps.
It sure wins the game.
For now.
Hedgehog says, I remember getting into Jay's, I think Dry's, skin for the longest time because I'll always praise Shovel Knight. It's why I bring up saying I'll play Shovel Knight as a joke.
Dry like gets really uppity about certain when people really like certain things.
I do whenever I like don't understand why they like a thing. Like there's some things I totally get why somebody likes it, and I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Like Shovel Knight, and again, I've only played vanilla Shovel Knight, but like everyone's like Shovel Knight's like one of the best things ever. I'm like, why?
Because when it came out, how many platformers were coming out?
I don't know.
And it's around the same time that like Rogue Legacy came out and a couple other big indie.
Yeah, like Rogue Legacy existed.
Well, that's a roguelike. That's a very different type of person who wants to play
Very
this.
platformy,
Doesn't matter.
and it
Like,
controls better than Shovel Knight.
Arguably.
I would have to play both of them at the same time, but I don't know if I inherently agree with that. But like, there is such a difference between like a platformer that has like handcrafted levels that go for a certain thing and like Rogue Legacy, which it has a good generator. I'm not gonna say like the levels are like nonsensical, but it's a very different feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that like when it comes to, like platforming in that kind of game, and correct me if I'm wrong because I could be very wrong. I haven't played either of them, but I think it's a Void Knight,
Spectre?
not Spectre, like the one.
Plague?
Huh?
Plague?
No, not Plague. The one wherever you're like the character that has like a sword and like has like a black gown and like has a helmet that has horns on it, or like their face just has horns and it's just like a white face. I think it's Void Knight, isn't it?
There is no Void Knight, so no. It's,
What
the
game
closest is Spectre. Or Hollow Knight?
Hollow Knight. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Shovel Knight. I was so confused.
No, I was comparing those
Blue Hedgehog
two.
also thought you were talking about Shovel Knight.
Yeah. Oh well, because like we were talking about Shovel Knight, and I was thinking like, didn't Hollow Knight come out around the same time? And like
Hollow
both
Knight
those
came
games.
out quite a bit after, if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
Like yeah, because I figured I put those games like the same category.
Hollow Knight's a Metroidvania,
Yeah.
Right.
which is very different.
Very, very different. I did like Hollow Knight though.
I wish I liked it more. Like, it's such a cool game, and I'm sad I don't like it.
Like the thing with me also is that like with platformers, especially like old school platformer type things, like I just don't get any thrill out of it at all usually. Cause like it's either something like Celeste that is like it's, in my opinion, its thing is that it's very, very difficult. Or it's something like Shovel Knight to where its thing is like, look how throwback we are, and it's very, very easy. And I didn't like Celeste because I actually did like Celeste until it got to the wind level, which I really hated the wind level. I thought that was a bad gimmick, and I really hated it.
It's so funny to me, because I don't think about that level at all, because I just beat it and then was done with it.
I hate the wind gimmick. I fucking hate it.
It's actually one of those things I remember. Totally different game, but just same sentiment. Is Dry's older brother was really mad at me for a long time because there's a level in Grand Theft Auto Vice City that he had to use a cheat code in order to get past it, and I got past it my first try. It's the only time I got past it on my first try, because every subsequent time that I tried getting past it since then, it has like completely fucked me over. But like, you know, the one where you have to save the guy who ends up becoming your friend, Lance.
Oh, at the mill or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
wherever like, because like he's being tortured, and so you have a
Fucking
time
hate
limit to
that
get him.
mission.
And then whenever like you actually get him into a car and you're trying to drive away, like those guys are just on your ass the entire time. The very first time I ever played that level, I think your brother might have been around for it too. Like, they ran into a car, and so I just got away scot-free, like, first try. Like, it was super easy for me. And I talked to your brother about that, and he's just like, are you freaking kidding me? And I was like, what? Like, they hit a car, I got away, like, it was fine. And he's just like, I had to use the tank cheat in order to get past that level.
Yeah, fucking.
And then,
Yeah,
like,
that level
subsequently,
sucks.
every single time since I played that game and got to that level, it has, like, completely fucked me over to, like, this is, like, stupid hard.
Yeah. But like, yeah, like I don't feel like platformers are like just inherently satisfying. Like I don't feel good getting through a level.
I mean, farmers just might not necessarily be your jam.
I think you're right.
Like that's,
And that's
fine.
fair.
I'm not. You show me all the AAA games and none of them look interesting to me. That's fine.
Yeah, like I was sitting there
That's
having the
light.
time of my life with the boss fight playing Diablo 4, and he was like, "Yeah, this looks like garbage."
I did not say it looks
You
like
didn't
garbage.
say. You said you're
I
right.
said it
I
loo-
wouldn't like this.
Yeah.
In my head, I heard, "I fucking hate you, Dry. This looks like shit."
It explains a lot of how Jiraiya talks when that's how he hears like opinions.
To be fair, I told him to eat a dick earlier just as a joke, so. And it was mostly because I'm bad at parking.
But yeah, Diablo 4 is like Hades if it were slow as fuck.
I still don't even think I agree with that, like, saying it's like Hades.
It's top down. You press buttons.
Every
it's like
top-down-
It's like Zelda. Okay.
Yeah, see, you get it.
It's like Warcraft. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Final Fantasy 4.
Tactics.
14. Yeah.
What? No.
I think he was on board for tactics. He wasn't on board for 14.
I think that's the MMO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's top down and you click buttons.
No, it's not.
It's not top down. You can make it top down if you're a masochist, I guess.
Ah,
Like if
that's
you
how I played
move the
it.
camera to where it looks like it's top down, but I could have swore it one's like third person.
It is third person. Oh, you're gonna blow up.
What person is top down?
That would be. There actually is a term for it. Top down.
Third person.
No.
It's
Because Diablo's top down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hex something.
It's not hex grid because like that's 4x4.
I'm gonna say there's only 3 persons. It's first person, second person, and third person.
Right.
So, and there's
It's
like
definitely a different term.
there's only like one game that can like say it's second person. Basically.
But there's like a term that is used in gaming for top down games.
isographic.
No. It has something with hex in it. But it's not like hexagonal.
Open hexagon.
I think it might just be hexagon, honestly. Anyway. Final Fantasy 14's not that.
I'm probably just forgetting what 14 looks like.
A third person game.
I mean, again, it's either first or third, basically, in regards to video games.
Third person, when referred to in video games, I think generally means behind the shoulder. Which you don't have to have your camera behind the shoulder in 14 because it's an MMO. But like,
It might just be top down because like the more I look at it, they're just saying they're all top down games.
yeah. I mean, but there is like a term that is used in journalism circles.
It's not
Video game.
ARPG, is it?
No,
That's
that's
just an action art.
yeah, it's
That's-
just an RPG that is action.
Can I say I hate the term ARPG? It's one of those that like describes nothing.
Well, I disagree. Final Fantasy 15 is an ARPG. Final Fantasy 13 is an RPG.
Legend
Yeah,
of
'cause-
Zelda: Link to the Past is an ARPG. Ocarina of Time is an ARPG.
Yep.
Yes.
Those are very different games.
No, they have RPG elements and they're action based.
Excuse me.
I would call
Is
them
it-
more adventure games than anything, though.
'Cause, yeah, like one thing that came up was like it was Diablo the first ARPG, but
No.
No. Pitfall.
No, it's some weird old
Some
game, actually.
old-ass, like computer game.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. The first of so many things are like so like random.
Bad.
Metroidvania.
not always bad. But
Metroidvania is a really funny one because like the first Metroidvania is like on the Atari, which is so funny to think about. Could the first ARPG be like
Isometric.
adventure?
is it isometric?
Isometric, that's the term.
I said isometric.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, E, you're right.
Thank you. But now the like, could adventure be like the first AR? It might. It's definitely the first like adventure game.
It's definitely the first adventure game for
Yeah.
sure.
But like, is it? I guess it doesn't have.
Doesn't have RPG elements, really.
Kind of. Maybe Ultima,
Ultima, that would be action RPG.
What year was Ultima?
like 1987, I think 1986 something.
What year was Adventure?
Before then, it was 70s.
Yeah.
No, they're
Ah.
both 80s. But
You sure?
How do you define RPG elements too?
Yeah, Adventure was
Role-playing
1980.
game, so leveling up, stat boost, stuff like that.
Well, if you have to level up, then Adventure technically wouldn't. I mean, Adventure has literal levels.
But not leveling up. Like, you're
Yeah.
not stat boosting your character. Which is why I also said, like, Zelda would... Some of them are more RPG. Like, I would say Breath of the Wild is more RPG element to it than anything. But, like, Ocarina of Time, that's more of just an adventure game.
Yeah. I was gonna say like Link to the Past, because like that technically is an RPG, but it's an RPG because like you technically don't level up, but you get stuff that like lets you go further
I
into
would
the
argue
game.
that's every of the Zelda games. If we want to be specific, Zelda 2 is the most RPG.
Zelda 2 is
Yeah.
the most RPG.
It's
Yeah.
also the worst one.
Yes. Well, no.
Which is, I mean,
Skyward Sword.
I really would play Skyward Sword before playing Zelda 2.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't beat either of them, but I would play 2 before I played Skyward Sword.
We probably would have gotten it if we looked at the chat because Blue Hedgehog was going crazy in there. Final Fantasy 14 is so good. I love it. Isogeometric, I think.
Oh,
okay,
that might-
isometric, not isogeometric. Oh, it's an isometric perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Zelda 2 is pretty fucking bad. From what I've heard mostly, because I've only played a little bit of Zelda 2, but, like, it's just fucking hard, apparently.
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's hard, yeah.
Zelda 2 is like one of the like I genuinely wish Nintendo would remake Zelda 2 because I
Yeah.
think they could make it good.
Yeah, I think so, too. There's so many cool ideas in there.
Like Zelda 2 is hard and it's like really really obscure with what it wants you to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they honestly could make a much better version of 2.
So I decided to go ahead and look it up. It actually gave me 2 answers for what's considered to be the earliest RPG game.
Well, ARPG, though, I think is what
Oh,
we're talking
ARPG?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because we were talking about RPG games, and that's why I said Ultima, because Ultima is very much just
What
the
gun is
RPG-esque
this?
RPG game.
about. That is for your weird... That one?
This one?
think so, yeah. No, not that one.
Oops.
Nope,
it is
it's
that.
for that.
That is for that one. I think that can also kill you, by the way, so be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the earliest RPG on a console was Dragon Stomper in 1982 on the Atari 2600, and technically the first RPG game was Alcalabeth, World of Doom,
There's
which
so
was
many,
on
like-
the Apple II computer.
There's so many
Yeah.
like text-based RPGs that could count.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Because it like goes back to like the classic question of like what's the first video game? Because there's like so many answers
Right,
to
yeah.
that.
I mean, technically the first video game was Tennis for Two.
No, actually, because it really depends how you define a video game. Because I think approximately 5 years earlier, someone got Tic-Tac-Toe running on a computer.
That would be a video game. But would Tic-Tac-Toe be considered a board game first?
Yeah,
With a video game adaptation?
but would that make
But
it
it's
not a video game? Like
That's
you
a
just
good
said, it's a
question.
video game
That's
adaptation.
a good question.
I've watched a whole documentary, and like it really is such a like complicated question, and there's a lot of answers. There's like someone who made like a shepherds and sheep thing where you have to like wrangle sheep. That could technically count. There's a lot. There's so many things. Tennis for Two is like the safe answer.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did see that. In 1952, Cambridge University professor named A.S. Douglas created the world's first video game, OXO. This game was a tic-tac-toe simulator where the player plays against the computer. 6 years later, in 1958, William Higginbottom created the world's second video game, Tennis for Two.
That's my go-to sandwich at Subway, the Higginbottom ham.
Look at the name. It looks like Higginbottom.
Where am I looking? Higginbotham?
Maybe Higginbotham.
Yeah, there's because I watched the whole thing, and there's some like could technically count, but like it's what has to be included. Because there's one that's older that's like kind of a video game. It's like a modified Sonar, but there's not exactly input from the player. Is what they were like saying. Like technically not a video game.
I would say if there's no input, that's not a video game.
Yeah.
It's like the actual
has
computer
to be-
didn't take the input. Like you can do inputs on the like code sheet or whatever, and then put that in. But yeah, like I think technically that would not count as a video game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't count that.
one.
Yeah, but OXO or OXO, however you want to call it, is probably
Yeah, tic-tac-toe against
Was
a
it
computer.
good at it?
I
mean, it's a computer from 1952.
It took a while. Fuck. It took a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I feel like that computer probably still had vacuum tubes in it if it was 1952.
Right.
Which that reminds me, there's a chess game on the Game Boy that can take up to 5 minutes to do its move.
Oh Jesus.
But yeah, yeah. There's so many interesting questions when you ask like what's the first of stuff.
Nice.
Like you'll go, ah!
That's a death.
Did you get the one before that?
Maybe?
Which I guess is a very open question, isn't it?
Much like the rest of the questions.
Yeah, that we're asking right now, of like what technically was the first video game. I feel like an interactive experience of some kind, whether it's like tic-tac-toe or whatever else, on some kind of screen wherever like
Yeah.
there's computer input, like would consider to be like a video game.
Because like that was the other thing too for it, because you know, text-based stuff would that count? Yada yada. But yeah, it's an interesting question. I feel like.
Yeah, Blue Hedgehog is saying, I remember a handful of games my dad owned on the NES back whenever I lived in New Jersey. Zelda 2, Castlevania, Metroid, Super Mario Brothers 2, to name a few. Mario Brothers 2 and Mario Brothers 3 were the games that I played the most.
Hate Mario Bros.
I like it a lot, but
It's decent.
it's. I like the remake a lot more because one, it doesn't have continues, and two, it kind of adds Mario stuff. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
No, I just think it's funny. He like creeped around the corner and just shot.
You getting all these, Robbie?
I think I am.
I think you're at 6 so far that you gotta get down.
And I put down 6.
Okay, you're good.
It's reasons like this why I had to just copy paste the Death Plus.
What?
That was kind of a bullshit one.
I got sniped.
There's gotta be health somewhere.
It's definitely not
I
there.
think that didn't help.
Can you guys just do this for me? What is wrong with you?
Speaking of old video
Stuck
games
on
too,
fire.
what do you think is probably one of the worst video games you've ever played?
Battlestar Galactica on the PS2.
That's fair.
Fuck.
Easy answer, man.
Yeah. I remember you had like a hate boner for that one for a while.
There's always like a lot of like question because like I've probably played worse video games, but like in terms of like
Yeah, but-
disappointment, probably
Like what?
Mario
Yeah, what do you
Superstar.
consider to be the worst? Like not objectively, what's the worst? Just like what was the worst in like your experience?
I think Mario Sticker Star because one, it's Paper Mario, and two, it's fucking boring.
I think for me it might have been Drakengard. Just because that game was so bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, actually, on a GOG sale, I bought that because like there's an Amiga version of that game. Because like I'm bound and determined to beat that game, despite how boring it is and how bullshit it is.
Will you guys go like fight stuff? What are you doing?
Because they're going to like where you're throwing that, they're not going to where the enemies are.
Oh, whoa.
Damn it. I have to keep like babysitting them, getting the hole open.
They're not smart.
Fuck you. Yeah, this one
This is a Half-Life 1 moment we're having.
it just lets you get in these weird things where you can just like get in death loops.
Yeah, it's an older game. You can soft lock yourself.
I mean, you can soft lock yourself in newer games too, but I think it's less common.
It's super easy in old games, though.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's one reason I hate Drakengard so much.
Like, in newer games, there's auto saves and checkpoint saves and chapter saves and your saves. Like, it's really hard to soft lock now.
See, I think if you crouch through here, you can get further along to get to the wall, because there's glass.
Actually, hang on.
Whether or not the antlions let you is a whole other thing.
Oh, it's because
It's the
stupid
turrets.
fucking turrets, and the
Yeah.
antlions don't know what to do.
Like I said, they're not smart, but that's by design.
Oh, please.
Shield?
Okay. Turrets just annoy me because, like, they don't have much, like, counter. Like, this is the most, and if they're just slightly too far...
Thing I would always do is pick up something with the gravity gun and use it as a shield.
I don't like
I mean,
using
I always
it
picked
so
something
much.
up with the gravity gun and threw it at them.
Okay, shield doesn't work against that.
Also, Blue Hedgehog says, the worst game I've ever played, Beavis and Butthead and Virtual Stupidity. I didn't even know that was a game.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
I think that's the Genesis. No, Super Nintendo?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of it. I'm sure.
I'm sure it's
Blue
not
Hedgehog will
great.
say.
Okay, Antlions finally took care of it.
Why did they do
Save.
it this time?
Yeah. It was PC and it was point and click. Old point and click games are pretty bad, I'll give you that.
And also released in Sega Genesis.
Ah.
Weird.
I bet they're completely
Yeah.
different. Nope.
Probably, yeah.
And that's actually one of the things is because, like, the Amiga version of Dragon Guard, like, everything about that game sucks. At least with the Super Nintendo version, the music was okay, at least.
So, for me, worst game was very obvious.
Yeah.
What do I think the most boring game is? That's something I'm not sure of.
I'm not sure. Well, games that I found boring enough that, like, I could probably quantify them as the most boring game are probably games that, like, I never got far enough to, like, be able to say for sure is the most boring game because, like, I just couldn't get far enough to even keep playing it.
Yeah.
Which those games don't even stick in my mind.
It's probably something on 360.
Ninja Gaiden.
You did play a lot of games on 360.
Played a lot of games on 360.
I can't think of the name of it right now. I know you had a game on PC at one point in time that, like, I borrowed it from you and I was like, yeah, I can't play this game because
What kind of game was it?
it was a FPS game. I want to say it was like something tells me it was like a Command and Conquer first person game.
Oh yeah, I did like Command & Conquer first person game.
Yeah, because, like, with that one, my biggest problem with it is, like, it tried making it to where, like, Serious Sam, to where, like, you're fighting hordes of enemies, but the engine wouldn't allow too many enemies on screen at one time. And
Yeah.
so it was always like you're fighting 5 enemies at a time, and you're stuck in an area fighting 5 enemies at a time until you kill 100 of them.
Yeah.
Blue Hedgehog saying their most boring game was Rage.
I never
Really?
got to Rage.
I loved Rage 1 so much.
I heard good things about it. I never really played it, though.
I love
I'm part of the problem when it comes to Rage.
I loved the first Rage. It was short. It's a short game, and it just sort of ends. But I think that the actual, like, gunplay of it felt really, really good. And I think the world was fun enough. There were some really cool ideas in it. Rage 2, I can't say I've given enough time to have thoughts on it. I think I've put 2 hours into it. But I already know for a fact it doesn't feel as good as the first.
Yeah, I know people had a lot of problems with Rage 2.
Yeah. It was one of those games I think had an identity crisis. Wasn't sure if it wanted to be gritty and down to earth or blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Or if it wanted to be a quirky Technicolor game.
Hey, look, I beat it.
Hey, look, you beat it.
I know that's actually one thing people were saying about, like, Far Cry 5, because, like, that game is dark. But, like, it's also bright and colorful at the same time.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just one of those, like, because it's bright and colorful and, like, a lot of, like, neat little things happen. And then, like, if you just turn around a corner, you see, like, the evidence, like, an execution just happened there minutes ago.
Yeah.
And then, like, randomly you'll see people who are, like, crucified with, like, their guts taken out of their body and it's replaced with flowers, which is fucking brutal when you think about it. But, like, you don't see it actually happening. You just see the aftermath of it.
Yeah. Far Cry 3 was so much fun. Far Cry 4 I really enjoyed. Far Cry 5 I fell off so fast.
I did enjoy Far Cry 5. It was kind of arcadey, though, but I think also part of it is I played it with a friend.
I did not.
Whenever they got further ahead of me, I just kind of stopped playing.
For me, it was that I didn't like how they handled the progression system for guns anymore.
Yeah, the progression system was kind of weird on 5.
And
I'll
I
give you
think
that.
they went with that same thing in 6, so I'm not think I don't think
I
I'm gonna
have
try
no
it.
desire to play 6.
6 is even free on like everything, and I think I'm just not gonna play it.
Doesn't 6 have what's his face who played Gus?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does. It's Star Wars, baby.
If you don't move out of the way, you will. You have to figure out where you're supposed to go before getting crushed.
Remember Star Wars? I remember.
You got crushed.
You walked into the crushed.
Yeah, I thought I could go under it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. He says, no, I actually take that back. Borderlands, the pre-sequel. No matter how many times I tried to get into that game, I just could not continue it.
Man, I love the pre-sequel too.
That was actually one of those things, like, I don't want to say Borderlands 2 was boring, but, like, I kind of fell off of that one, because, like, I felt like I was just doing busy work eventually with that one.
There's something that I have noticed. I really like making numbers go up while just doing mindless actions. So, like, Diablo works great for me. Borderlands works great for me. I get shiny things. The happy sound goes on, and my lizard brain says, yay.
Which is also why you like Vampire Survivor so much.
Yeah, Vampire Survivors is just that.
Yeah. Also, that game is great. Like, that was during a time that, like, I technically didn't have a whole lot of time to play video games, and somehow I put 16 hours into that.
Yeah. The thing that happened to me is just the realization of, like, I get super, super into clickers, too. Because it's just the baseline of, like, making the numbers go up.
Cookie Clicker would be a problem for you then.
I have played Cookie Clicker. I played Cookie Clicker for 3 months straight. Put 2
Jesus,
hours into
fuck.
it every single fucking day.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Let's stop here. What do you say?
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like right here is a pretty good time to quit it.
It's almost 1.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
All right.
What are you thinking? One more stream?
Maybe 2?
Maybe 2.
Okay.
You got real stuck on a lot of the antlion stuff.
Yeah. And, like, you're coming up to the point that I'm stuck on in the game.
Nice.
I'm also playing it on hard mode, but...
But he doesn't play FPS games, so he's always on hard mode.
Ooh.
It's true. Blue Outer said good amount of progress though.
Yeah, he did pretty good this time. He got pretty much all, well, not all through Nova Prospect, but he got through, like, the big buff of Nova Prospect.
I feel like, and Eid, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you weren't enjoying this that much.
Not
Yeah.
this one, no.
Which, that's what we were saying beforehand. We weren't sure whether you would like or hate the Antlions, and this one, apparently, it's leaning more towards hate.
I just think they're really boring. Because, like, the thing is, like, I would, like, try to do the thing where, like, I try to fight with them, but it almost always was just better to just hide in a corner and let them kill everything. And, like, some of that is my inexperience, sure, but, like, I don't know. Maybe might
Just
be
not
a
your
little.
thing?
They might be a little too good if I can just sit in around a corner and they take care of almost any enemy.
Yeah, they help
That's
you.
fair.
They help you through the situation a whole lot. I gotta say, I didn't really use the antlions that much. I feel like I always forgot about them.
They're just
Did you
kind of
ever
there
just-
helping.
Did you ever try to just sit there and then let them beat the level for you?
No,
Uh,
no. Like I legit like always forget about them on every time I've played the game, which is like 3 times or something like that. Not many, but like I just forget about them because I like the shooting.
I mean, I was out
It's
of
good
most
shooting.
of the ammo that would help me.
You were in a tough spot there for a few minutes.
He made a good amount of progress. He did die a lot this time around, too.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah,
It happens.
yeah.
I mean, I get to do the thing where I just have 0 issues doing the boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't die to a
I
single
think
one of them.
there's only one game, which I don't think he would ever play that game, that if he got through the boss battle the first time with, like, 0 effort, I would be super pissed. And that's if he played...
Shadow Colossus.
No. If he played Prototype and he just
Oh.
got through the last boss on his first try with, like, no effort, I would be pissed.
That boss is bullshit. It's broken.
It's super fucking
Yeah.
bullshit.
But yeah, I'm gonna say this session not as fun for me.
And that's
Is it
fair.
just because of the antlions, or is it because
I
of
think
the
the
game?
level itself was just not as. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm hitting that peak where I'm like, okay, I would like the game to be done. I know I
Okay.
still have quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blue. That
Um,
is one thing Blue Hedgehog says. I'm curious of how well he'll do against the final boss on this
We'll
game.
see. I mean, if I have to like use the skills I'm learning, probably bad.
Kind of.
But
It involves the portal gun a lot. Not portal. The gravity
Oh,
gun
if
a
it
lot.
involves the portal gun, I'll do good.
I think it's at the point to where it's just very much a first person shooter
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And like, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm not getting lost as much, which is fun.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm just like, I think I'm getting a little tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this is a total gameplay preference thing. I don't like feel fulfilled in like platformers. I think I'm just now realizing tonight, because I just don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything by doing it. Like I don't feel accomplished after it. In first person games, like I do, I feel like I've been given this puzzle and I solve it and then I move on.
Yeah.
And I think maybe E's the opposite way. It seems like, because like I just really like the way if an FPS game feels good, that's gonna carry me through that game and help me through those combat puzzles.
Hadrock saying Nova Prospect is a drag. I will admit the Follow Freeman is just worse, at least for me. Did I do that part?
I don't remember. I don't know the names of any of the chapters, man.
I think that was that might have been during the car section. I could be wrong though.
I did actually like the vehicles way more than I expected.
I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna hate those.
They control pretty decently.
They're fun.
I think there's a lot of aspects that I get annoyed by, and a lot of it's just it's an old game. I hate like the stupid helicopters that take like 18 rockets to kill.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I know what I'm doing. They're no threat to me. Just why do they have to get hit so many times?
Can't make it easy for you.
Yeah. It is what it is. We'll see how it goes from here. But yeah, I think I'm hitting the
Starting to hit a wall.
not a wall. I think I'm hitting like the plateau.
Okay.
All right. Well, E,
Hello.
we have a link tree.
We do.
LINK.
I can't type it right now, but
TR.ee.
it's exclamation point L in chat real quick.
And that link tree is going to take you to our socials.
That is the wrong.
How did you put the upside down exclamation point, Robbie?
I held it down for too. Apparently, if I hold it down for like a microsecond too long, it puts the alternative version of it. That's how I did like the plus minus thing earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, you can follow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gonna-
Our social media, we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll remove our social media at a point.
Who
It'll
fucking
just be
knows,
nothing.
man?
We might have
Yeah.
to get a Blue Sky and a Threads.
Nope.
We're not doing threads.
No, we're
I
not doing
refuse.
threads at all. And
You already
Blue
refuse
Sky,
it?
actually, no. Also, no to that.
How about Mastodon?
I've not heard anything about that one, actually.
Okay, imagine like
Whenever
how-
like
so-
Mastodons is like what people were starting to flock towards during the beginning of Elon Musk taking over Twitter.
So here's the thing, right? You know how like Discords has like all the like things you have to join and all that?
Yeah, super annoying.
Imagine if like it was more annoying.
Ugh. I'm
And
out.
that's Mastodon.
No, thank you.
But yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. Podcast every Thursday. Next week will be a fun one.
Yeah, super fun episode, I think.
And yesterday I was on that one.
Yes.
Future episode yesterday.
Or sorry, 2 days ago. 3 days ago almost now. Depending on your time zone.
Yeah.
What?
Thursday.
Staples?
The podcast episode that we just released.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay, I understand the joke now. I don't know. I think that episode's
Time's
kind
a
of weak.
weird
I
soup.
think our Uncharted episode's a little week because I think there's not a lot to talk about in that episode.
It's just
It happens.
Yeah.
And you know you could trust us when sometimes we're like, yeah, it's
it's
Ugh.
eh.
you can skip that one.
Yeah, maybe.
But
If you want to hear our opinions on the Uncharted movie, that's out there, though.
there's so many opinions you can have on that movie, and I had the wrong one, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, check all that out. Archives has stuff. Tune into the stream next week, this week if you're in our time zone. There's might be something special coming up. It'll be randomly announced if it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming, chatting, watching any of those verbs that you want.
Listen in while you're over there eating chicken wings and playing Battlefield, whatever you're doing.
Funny third thing.
Yeah, we're just saying, I'll use the chill time. Yeah, thanks for watching me bumble my way through Half-Life 2 still.
While we were
Yeah.
like debating on what some of the better and worst games ever made.
Actually
and-
says 14 online in their case. But yeah, we'll catch you guys on Wednesday, maybe earlier, maybe not. Who knows? Ooh.
Ooh.
Catch you guys. See ya.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.
We're fading.
I'm fading.
You're fading.
We're
fading.
I was convinced he was gonna hit the crossbow because it has physics.
That
Oh!
was so cool.
That was a good shot.
Yeah. Put that in the high.
I was convinced he was gonna hit the crossbow because it has physics.
That
Oh!
was so cool.
That was a good shot.
Yeah. Put that in the high.